go to ESPN Bet and I'm betting the over-under for the Pittsburgh Steelers this year, I'm going to go on the under. And I hate to say this because I love Mike Tomlin. I'd want him to coach my team every single day of the week. This ends up being Mike Tomlin's first losing season.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison, alongside Matt Hamilton, here's Jim Rutledge.
It is Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are presented by Coors Light. If the mountains are blue, you know what to do.
And that's crush a Coors Light.
I'm Jim Rutledge. I have the power. You have the power to vote for Jim, Matt, and Molly as Best of Madison Radio Team. Text Best of to 844-770-3776 to link your vote or your link to vote. Or you can scan the QR code on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream. Primetime Laura Sean behind the glass. He's the one that set up that text best of to 844-770-3776. He set that up. We are in the Everlight Solar Studio. No Molly Brown. She is in Door County. She'll be back on the show tomorrow when we have a special 12 to 2 show tomorrow, Matt Hamilton.
Yeah.
You looked a little bit surprised, but we're at TPC here in Madison, and we'll be on 12 to 2 because of the AmFam Championship, so that'll be exciting.
Yeah, looking forward to you don't have to twist my arm to go hang out at a golf course.
I felt like for a second I did. We do have to carpool, which we'll have to talk about, I believe.
Yeah.
Is Molly joining the carpool, or is it just the three of us?
Me and Matt were talking to Molly about this earlier in the week, actually yesterday when you weren't here, but it sounds like she's going early. Like if we want to carpool with her, we got to go out like 7 a.m.
Pass.
Yeah, I was going to say.
All right.
I don't think that
pass.
fits for us.
And
pass.
Unfortunately for all of you, you will not be regaled with stories of my colonoscopy yesterday. But shout out to EW Health. They did a great job. And shout out to the Aaron Rodgers quality drugs that they gave me for the procedure.
Right.
Fentanyl.
Okay.
Which has a amnesia effect, I was told. So, yeah, I don't remember a lot. Yeah. Right.
Good. So I will say, I'm bummed that you didn't want to tell the story because my wife gave me some local chocolatier chocolates, but they're ghost pepper chocolate. And I thought about bringing them in, and I'm like, you know what? Jim's butt's had enough this week. I don't think he should have any of these.
I appreciate it. I will say this: when they say you go by your business next day, I feel fine. So,
right, that's awesome.
Yeah, I have no remnants of it except for the annual, not exam, but the annual Aaron Rodgers colonoscopy. If we find out what Aaron Rodgers,
is that what
what Aaron Rodgers' story. This would be so much better, Matt, if we could take some fentanyl and just
forget it. Have a little amnesia.
Yeah, a vibe about Aaron. This is Groundhog's Day. We're just doing it over and over and over again.
He's a complicated fella.
I'm surprised it wasn't in the Enigma. Because Aaron Rodgers did everything else in the Enigma Netflix doc where he shared all the other stuff and did about every drug known to man in that doc. But he did not get a colonoscopy in that doc, and he did not get take any fentanyl in that documentary. But we've pushed it off long enough. The news of the day, and I love the wording of this. Aaron Rodgers from Adam Schefter. Aaron Rodgers plans to sign with the Steelers tomorrow. And so that means he will be participating in some of their offseason activities, not all of it. That does feel strategic, Matt. Yeah. And I want to just get into our poll question so people could chime in right away because I feel like people got an opinion about Aaron Rodgers. 844-770-3776. That's the Carlos Talking text line. List is more. Our siding and limited poll question. We have two today, but we're going to start with this one. Right away with the schedule. What's a bigger game for the Packers? What's a bigger game? Home opener against the Lions or at Pittsburgh Sunday Night Football? The Lions game is the Fox standalone afternoon game at Lambeau Field to start the season.
CBS standalone game.
Alrighty. CBS standalone game. That makes no sense.
Why does it make no sense?
The Lions versus...
Oh, Packers on CBS?
Yeah.
Don't ask me.
That's why I thought that was Fox. But whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways.
It is what it is.
Yeah. CBS game. So the CBS standalone game, that's the Packers home opener against the Lions. The Lions have obviously
week
dominated
1 too, right?
Yep. Home opener week 1.
Home
yes.
opener
yep.
can be week 2.
Dominated the they've dominated the NFC North the last few years, and obviously no Ben Johnson, no Aaron Glenn, player departures as well for Detroit, an opportunity for Green Bay to announce their season presence with authority, and then you have at Pittsburgh, Aaron Rodgers. Could that game mean something? It's the Sunday Night Football game. Lots of storylines there. One of many games in the Aaron Rodgers revenge tour, as Matt, you'll get to in a second. But I do want to get to this from Brooke Pryor on ESPN.com, and I believe she's up on ESPN TV as well. But the little lead start to her story on ESPN is fantastic. Four-time MVP quarterbacks come to those who wait and wait and wait. Aaron Rodgers plans to sign with the Pittsburgh Steelers, sources told ESPN's Adam Schefter, ending months of uncertainty around his future, uniting the future Hall of Famer with a team that desperately needs a quarterback. 80 days since the start of free agency, 70 days since Rodgers visited the Steelers. Wow, that time flew, because that seems like in a crazy amount of time. It did not feel like 80 days or 70 days.
No.
But, again, our siding the limited poll question, what's a bigger game? The home opener against the Lions or at Pittsburgh against Aaron Rodgers? 844-770-3776. That's a Cardinals Talking text line. Less is more.
I'm super excited. See, here's the thing. I think the more important game for the Packers is week 1. Like, that's a division opponent that could help set the tone for the season. Maybe, like you said, it announces the Packers' presence here. Maybe they're that's a 1-game lead if they can win that one in the NFC North race against the team that is the defending champs of the North. So, like, that's a super important game to win. I am infinitely more excited for the Aaron Rodgers Packers, like, first meeting again since leaving.
So, but it's not excited. It's bigger.
Well, that's the thing, is I didn't say big for either of them. It's more important for the first game, and I'm more excited for the second game. It's tough. I'm going to say the Pittsburgh game because I love Aaron Rodgers.
On that note, 844-770-3776, Cardinals Talking text line. List is more. The Adam of Madison wants to know, is Matt a Steelers fan now since his man crush will be officially joining the team? I'll say this, the Steelers, minus Aaron Rodgers, are an easy team to root for. Lots of former Badgers on that team. Mm-hmm. Mike Tomlin is that dude. I think he is a fantastic coach.
Great colorway, great uniform.
Right, historic. Mm-hmm. I mean, you could almost say that they are the Packers of the AFC.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
And only difference is they have an owner. But but I would say that
they probably don't want one because it's better without.
I would say that the Steelers have solved their quarterback problem, but there is so much juice behind Aaron Rodgers on the Steelers, even more than the Jets, because the Steelers, they haven't had the run of the Packers. When they had the Bart Starr.
Yep.
Then they had Brett Favre, and now they have Aaron Rodgers as far as Hall of Fame quarterbacks. But the Steelers, Terry Bradshaw, who wore number 12. I don't think Aaron Rodgers wore number 12. I don't think he's given that up for Aaron Rodgers. I don't know if you follow that at all, but Terry Bradshaw wanted no part of Aaron Rodgers going to play for the Steelers in the first place.
Right.
So I don't think he's given up 12 for Aaron there. And then Big Ben is probably a Hall of Famer, right? Big Ben Roethlisberger, is he going to make the Hall of Fame? I think he
won a Super Bowl and
got to another.
Yeah, I would think so. And not that this guy's quite on the same level as Bradshaw.
Neil O'Donnell?
No, he was one of my favorite quarterbacks to watch, Cordell Stewart.
Oh, yeah.
I loved watching Cordell Stewart and Jerome Bettis just run the ball, and he was one of the first, in my eyes, at least that I got to watch a really like athletic, mobile quarterback.
Yeah, he was absolutely that. But 844-770-3776, what's a bigger game, home opener against the Lions or at the Steelers, Sunday Night Football? They debut against Aaron Rodgers. If you're just tuning in, Aaron Rodgers intends to sign with the Steelers tomorrow. I love that even the way that Aaron Rodgers news breaks is annoying. It's not
because we're going to do it tomorrow.
Right.
Hey, guys, heads up. Buckle up and pull up your britches because tomorrow I'm coming to Pittsburgh.
Right. Like, good Lord. And it's like intends to. It's still not like... Maybe I'll change my mind.
And I did a little ayahuasca and I got a little sidetracked.
It was my intention. Intentions doesn't mean I'm actually going to do it.
I had a colonoscopy and I had amnesia. I forgot. I didn't even know I told you guys I was signing. I was going to hold out for another 2 weeks.
We should also ask the question, who is Aaron going to be mad at that the news broke? Because he's going to be mad that the news broke for sure. The 920 chimes in. Put your name on it, as Matt Hamilton likes to say.
Coward.
Big Ben won 2 titles. So, 2 Super Bowls. I knew he played in 2. I thought he...
So you'd think he'd make a Hall of Fame.
Yeah, these
point,
are Hall
right?
of Famer.
He played in 3 Super Bowls.
Well, right.
Played in
Obviously, I
3,
knew he
won
lost
2.
1, and I thought he played in 2 and won 1. So obviously, if he has 2, he played in 3 and won 2.
Yeah.
Good math.
Yeah, thank you.
There you go.
Break that
Take
down.
that for data.
Do either one of you, just on a side, Neil O'Donnell, does that ring a bell to you?
No.
He
Is
did
that
the
a real person?
He did the reverse Rodgers. I believe he went from the Steelers to the Jets. He was the quarterback of the Steelers when they lost to the Cowboys in the Super Bowl. Larry Brown had 2 interceptions in that Super Bowl, got himself paid. That's your Steelers quarterback history there. But that's not that. I feel like that was
What
90.
year was that?
Well, Cowboys run, so what was that, mid-90s?
Yeah, it was 94, 95, because then the next year the Packers won in 96. I think it was
Mike,
94, 95.
Thank you, Mike Imanone. He put his name on it. So
Thank you, Mike. You're no longer a coward.
there you go. 844-770-3776 is how you get into the show. We're going to be joined by Evan Cohen in a little bit. You can watch Matt and I on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream. You can stream us on the ESPN Wisconsin app. But 844-770-3776 is how you get into the show on the Carbos Talking text line. This is more our signing and limited poll question. What's a bigger game, home Lions or at the Steelers? And, man, I really have to lean towards at the Steelers, mostly off of, I would say, potential.
Okay.
Because the game's later
Yeah.
in the year. The Steelers
It's a
seem to have
standalone game.
standalone game. The Steelers have potential. It's either boom or bust. Because this could work really well. They have DK Metcalf. I think they might still kicking around the tires of trying to get a new tight end for their team as well. Get another pass catcher.
Jonnu Smith. I think.
Jonnu Smith. And then you have
The running back, I think, is Warren's. He's like his 3rd or 4th year in the league. I've been bullish on him from fantasy football for a while.
I figured if you're bullish on a random player from a different team, it's fantasy football.
Yeah, but he kept splitting carries with Najee Harris. But now that Harris is gone, I think this kid's gonna. I think they're gonna have a good run first offense.
You're bullish on him, but you don't know his first name?
No.
Okay. So
I mean, when you slot your players in fantasy football, it just says an initial.
he knows the initial.
Yeah.
What's the initial? Don't even know that.
Let's say.
Come on now.
I don't know it.
It's Jalen Warren.
Jalen Warren.
But they also added Caleb Johnson, the Iowa running back.
Oh, right.
So he might be a compliment there as well. So Aaron Rodgers, look, Romeo Doubs might be making his way as we tie it to the Packers beyond just the Aaron Rodgers side of things. I say Romeo could be anyone, but the Packers.
If Romeo Doubs shows up in Pittsburgh, Aaron Rodgers is going to be like, hey, nice to meet you. I'm Aaron Rodgers.
Absolutely.
Never talked to him in Green Bay.
844-770-3776. That's the Carbos Talking text line. Let's get out to Brandon in Tulsa. He wants to chime in on Rodgers to the Steelers. Thanks for calling in, Brandon.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call. First off, it's a great question, and I think it kind of depends on how the games go. If Green Bay loses by 3 touchdowns to Detroit week 1, I'm automatically going to care less about the Steelers game and more about, okay, why are we still so far behind Detroit? You know, if we have a really good showing, win or lose against Detroit, the Steelers game is going to be fun because it's Rodgers against his old team. I don't think the animosity with Packer fans and Rodgers is high enough, though, to make it like a must-watch television game. I mean, LaFleur still likes Aaron. Aaron likes Jordan. Like, there's no, hate like there was with Brett going to Minnesota. That's what made that juicy. So if I had to, when I decide on that poll, I'm voting Detroit by kind of a narrow margin. But I do have a question for you, too, regarding Love and Rodgers, because KBN was talking about this, saying who's got the higher expectations this year, which quarterback. And I said Love. And my question for you guys is, if Jordan has a mediocre year, and when I say mediocre, I don't mean really bad compared to last year. Let's say he's the same, maybe slightly worse in touchdowns, but let's say he stays the same. Is that time for us to seriously panic about who we paid at QB? Or how many years does he get to be the starter before we say, all right, we need to be winning the division every other year and chasing Super Bowls? That's my big question for 25. What does Jordan Love have to look like before Goody and Packer fans have to look in the mirror and say, this ain't the dude?
Brandon, I want to answer those in a second. I have 2 quick for you. Are you rooting for the Thunder? Or what are you for the NBA Finals here?
I've been a Thunder fan since they came to town. I distinctly remember watching a little bit of KD when they were the Supersonics. And when they moved to town, it was great. Tickets were cheap. And as they got really good, I'm only an hour and 20 minutes away from OKC in Tulsa. So we'd get to go to games. Awesome. I was there when Steph hit that big three-pointer to beat us. Amazing. It's been a long time coming. I'm super excited to see OKC build the team this way. We still have 4 first-round picks coming up in the draft, by the way.
Yeah.
We are set for a run here, and I really, really hope this series goes our way because we've been dying for a title for years. It's the only pro team we got. Yeah, I'm super excited. I think it's going to take 6 games to do it, but I think we're coming out on top.
I'm rooting for you too. I got friends through work that live in. So I've been to Oklahoma City a few times the last few years. I've been starting to follow the Thunder. I'm definitely behind them. And then the other thing is, were you safe from the tornadoes? I don't know Oklahoma geography that well. I saw some came through the other day. Did everything come out okay on the tornadoes? Hopefully you're doing all right.
I'm doing just fine. I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm a train conductor, so I take freight trains to and from Missouri, down south in Oklahoma, and the biggest risk I've been in so far has been on the train when these storms hit. But when I'm sitting at the house, for the most part, we've been okay.
Happy to hear it.
Yeah.
So, Brandon, to answer your question, you kind of asked two there. When is it fair to question if Jordan Love has the exact same season statistically and eye test wise that he had the last 2 seasons, he has it next season, it's absolutely fair to question the pay.
Yeah.
And then the second part of your question would be when his contract comes up, is he willing to go almost down in pay, Jared Goff style? Because Jared Goff, I don't know if he necessarily took a pay cut, but he didn't take the pay jump that quarterbacks can take. Like Jared Goff is getting paid under. So I think it's 2-part. I think he'll be here for a while if he continues to play as he's playing. But I think his pay, that next contract, it might stay at $55.5 million per year, which then put him in a few years. That might put him as like the 10th or 11th highest paid quarterback.
Are we expecting too much? Are we just used to Hall of Famers and having a good quarterback is all you can expect in this league? Maybe that's it.
Yes.
There is absolutely an expectation after the last 2 quarterbacks that Jordan Love is going to be that guy. But I'm kind of with Jim. I think there's more pressure on Jordan Love to be successful than Aaron Rodgers this year because Aaron Rodgers is old, and people are going to give him that credit. Jordan Love is ascending, and he wants to be known as a star in this league. Like, you're going to have to play like one. So appreciate the call. Thank you very much. And I hope that was a good enough answer for you.
Yeah, and go Thunder. At Carbon World Health, they specialize in comprehensive hormone replacement therapy, including testosterone replacement therapy. They understand that everybody is different. Starting with a diagnostic exam, including blood tests to assess your hormone level, then they create a treatment regimen that works for you, restoring your hormone levels to the optimal range, not just normal for your age range. Call Carbon World Health today, 608-709-8089, or visit them at carbonworldhealth.com in Madison and now in Sun Prairie. Carbon World Health, reclaim your health, reclaim your life. This is Jim Matt and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
From green and gold to black and yellow, reacting to the news of Aaron Rodgers joining the Steelers continues next on 100.5 ESPN.
Live the high life and get into the nitty-gritty, home of the award-winning Gritty Burger and Madison's official birthday place. Enjoy a full menu including sandwiches, specialty burgers, wraps, salads, and weekend brunch. With the family-friendly environment, it's a great place to watch the big game. Plus, they've got Miller High Life Power Hour specials daily. Located in downtown Madison, Middleton, and Sun Prairie. The nitty-gritty, a tradition since 1968. Also enjoy high life at Bar Coralini, Paradise Lounge, and Jordan's Big Ten Pub.
Siding Unlimited recently installed 20 brand new amazing energy efficient windows. Our Siding Unlimited crew removed the old windows, inspected the wall for wood rot, installed the new beautiful windows, and cleaned up behind ourselves. It was easy to get started. The homeowner met us at our amazing showroom on 2018 South Stoughton Road in Madison. Trust me, our showroom is a must-see. Looking for new windows, siding, roofing, and doors? Visit us at sidingunlimited.com or stop by our beautiful showroom in Madison.
The playoffs are in full swing, and you can get in on all the action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code JOEQ, J-O-E-Q, to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
The Home Depot has fast, free delivery on the perfect gift to help Dad do more this Father's Day. Because Dad is more than just a dad. He's groundskeeper of the yard, the perfecter of the patio, and the cleaner of the clippings. Power Dad's doing with Ryobi cordless outdoor power tools from the Home Depot. Like the Ryobi 40-volt string trimmer kit for $159. For everything Dad is, find the perfect gift at the Home Depot. Subject to availability, see homedepot.com/delivery for more details.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Need new tires? For a limited time at Zimbrick Honda, you can buy 3 tires and get the 4th for only $1. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters, and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? When you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Tournament host Steve Stricker joins a star-studded group of PGA Tour champions at the American Family Insurance Championship. Catch the action June 6th through the 8th with an exciting team competition and a new tournament home at TPC, Wisconsin. This year's AmFam Champ concert features Megan Maroney with special guest Clint Black on Friday, June 6th at Breese Stevens Field. All proceeds support the Steve Stricker American Family Insurance Foundation and American Family Children's Hospital. Get your tickets today at amfamchampionship.com.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions, securing homes and businesses in the Madison area since 1987.
Yeah, you know what it is. Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. Yeah, you know what it is. Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and
wow,
yellow.
Wow, Lil Wayne, is he conflicted? Because this is black and yellow, which is obviously the colorway for the Pittsburgh Steelers, the new home for Aaron Rodgers, if you're just tuning in. He intends to in classic Aaron Rodgers fashion. Yeah. He hasn't done it yet, but ESPN and other outlets are reporting that Aaron Rodgers intends to sign with the Pittsburgh Steelers tomorrow on Friday. That's the big news here on Jim, Matt, and Molly. Breaking news brought to you by Metro Kia, Metro Ford of Madison, Metro Family of Dealerships here in Madison, your trusted Ford and Kia dealers. They bring you breaking news here. Matt Hamilton, Jim Rutledge with you. Primetime Laura Sean behind the glass, but if I'm not mistaken, Lil Wayne has also created a green and yellow? Is that how the song goes?
Well,
yep. Green and yellow version of the song as well.
Well, green and yellow is by Lil Wayne. Black and yellow is Wiz Khalifa.
So I didn't even know that. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
There, see, the more you know. I don't listen to either one of them.
That's fair. I was going to say, they do sound similar too, and the fact that the songs are almost identical, it is very confusing.
Well, that was
a Packers fan.
Yeah, it was Lil Wayne's, essentially his Weird Al Yankovic parody version of
Did
Black
it right
Man.
Before the Super Bowl. Packers Steelers in the Super Bowl.
So
ripped it off.
And it's not like Lil Wayne is in my era. I just think he stinks.
Okay.
So that's why I don't know any of his songs. I don't like his voice. It's very high and whiny, and he's too tiny to be an effective rapper for me.
Too small.
To be an effective rapper, he's too small.
You act like you're talking about Kyler Murray. He's a rapper. He's not a quarterback.
I know, but he just looks like a child rapping.
Okay.
And his voice is high too.
I mean, Kendrick Lamar is not a
But he
tall guy.
doesn't have the voice of a child. Tupac wasn't tall either. He doesn't have a Voice of a child.
I wouldn't say Lil Wayne is the voice of a child. If that was a child's voice, I would hope there's something. I think there'd be something wrong with it.
It's a little high pitched.
I would check on your larynx.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of coming from you. There's not a lot of good point.
Importantness.
There's not a lot of bass to it.
No,
I do
definitely
like
not.
that, but again, that was like right in my sweet spot of music. So Lil Wayne definitely has a spot in my heart.
And then I forget, was he a part of Juvenile's Clique or not? Was he not part of that thing?
That is over my head.
over my head as well.
Okay, so I can't remember.
I don't think so, but I'm not gonna stand on that and be like, I'm absolutely sure.
I couldn't remember if he was part of Bling Bling.
No, I don't think so.
Rip and Rona says that's my worst take by far. Is that Lil Wayne stinks? Yeah, I just don't. I don't like him. And I'm a big hip hop guy. I just
That's
never.
like your opinion, man.
It is. Absolutely. I'm not dying on the hill. If that's a fact, it's absolutely my opinion. Our signing limited poll question: what's a bigger game? The home opener against the Lions or at Pittsburgh Sunday Night Football. The home opener is the CBS standalone game. Still, someone has to explain to me how the Packers versus Lions is a CBS game. It just doesn't feel right.
I think the way that works sometimes too is like broadcasters get like a draft of games they want, especially in those week 1 matchups. They kind of draft them and select them, and they try to, snake draft style. So, maybe CBS went out of their way to get
But that
with
means
one of their
no
first
Joe
picks.
Buck and Troy Aikman, right?
No, it does not.
It's just when you're growing up, it was Fox, like Fox was NFC.
So that'd be Romo and Nance.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so good. That's good.
Wait, why'd you say Joe Buck and Troy Aikman?
I don't want them.
But they do Monday Night Football.
Yes.
Tom Brady
I thought
is
they were
Fox.
Fox.
Oh,
That's
my
right.
goodness.
That's right. Importantness of knowing your facts before you spit out words.
And also, you don't need to bury the ESPN play-by-play and color guys. We like those guys.
Yeah.
Oh, no. They don't like the Packers.
This is Jim, Jim, and Jim. They don't like the Packers. Come
Judgmental
on. Be a bigger mouth breather. But because here's the thing, and this is what's funny. My dad is an unabashed mouth breathing Bears fan, and he gets so mad because he's like, all they do is they just love on the Packers whenever Joe Buck and Troy Aikman would call a game.
And then all Packer fans are like, all they do is hate on the Packers.
So like, and my brother, and if before I got into the radio as much, far more of the mouth breathing side of thing, all of us be like, these guys, all they do is just kiss the Packers' butt. Like, this is ridiculous. So like,
I will say they would kiss Rodgers' butt, but the rest of the team they were.
I associate them more almost the Favre era, but like a lot of that. But I guess that's a little bit of Madden in there as well. Michelle in Watertown chimes in. Home Detroit by week 8. Tomlin or Rodgers or both will be gone. Market Savage.
Whoa, they're not getting rid of Tomlin, that's for sure.
Probably not, but God knows what Aaron Rodgers can cause.
Yeah,
our guest coming up next segment has Aaron Rodgers bringing Mike Tomlin his only losing season. Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike coming up next. That was his take on social media. But let's get out to Dustin and Waukesha before we get to Evan next segment. Dustin, how you doing this afternoon?
Man, I'm doing great, guys. I'm excited. I'm putting the Steelers game ahead of Detroit's game because I think you watch that first game of the season and everyone's going to be like, whatever happens in that game, I want to see what happens in Detroit in Thanksgiving. We need to at least split the series because we got smoked the last year,
Yeah.
So, and with Rodgers and I think Love, I think that I want to see how Love reacts to going up against Rodgers because it's going to be a point in the season right in the middle. We'll know a little bit about where the Packers' trajectory is at that point. And at this point in the season, I think it's either going to be a launching pad. The Packers are going to be using this to then go to the rest of the season positively, or it could be a little bit of a couple stumbling blocks. I think the first game of the season with Detroit, it's a division game. It matters. But I think, right snap dab in the middle of the season, we're gonna see where the Packers are right there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a good take on that. And I hit the whole week 1 thing too. Like, that's kind of how I felt about the Eagles game. I was like, it matters and it's important to start off on the right foot, but week 1, there's so much season left. Like, there's no reason to panic. If you're not having a great season, you go into Pittsburgh and you get smacked around a little bit. That's a point where I might be a little more nervous or it seems like a more impactful game. Like, win or lose in week 1, I still feel like there's plenty of time to right the ship. But week 8, like our caller alluded to, we kind of know what the trajectory is for the Packers. And if they lose that one, it could be the start of a not-so-great second half of the season.
844, thank you for the call. 844-770-3776 is how you get into the show on the Carlos Talking text line. List is more. We're going to be joined by Evan Cohen coming up next. But at Canopy Wealth Management, they are a fee-based advisory firm. They don't chase commissions and never back gimmicks or instruments that chase single-day returns or put your long-term goals at risk. The team at Canopy creates strategies that are tailored to your needs and goals. Canopy Wealth Management care, competence, and clarity aren't just buzzwords. They're a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started with them today. That's canopy-wealth.com. It's Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I feel like that is a large part.
2 actors from The Office.
Yes,
You're right.
Are they curlers?
No, they're just also celebrities. No big deal.
Oh, my God. I gotta go.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
Veterans of Foreign Wars Wisconsin recently upgraded their document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems. Adam Wallace, VFW State Adjutant.
Our representative ensured that we had what was right for us, for our needs, and for our budget, and I thought it was a very good interaction.
That's a good thing to have James Imaging Systems as your local business technology partner?
Absolutely. We want people that are going to support what we want to do in supporting veterans, and if that means spending less on our imaging and technology costs, that's more that we can spend on our programs.
And that's a really good thing. Adam, any advice to other businesses out there?
I would say to go with James Imaging.
Because?
Because they are a partner and they give great customer service and the prices are right.
Great document imaging technology, great service, great value. From James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 608-221-3457 or visit jamesimaging.com.
Welcome to the Chevy Lightning Round. Guess the clues to win. First team, you're up.
Powerful, commanding, unstoppable.
Silverado.
Adventurous, fun, techie.
Trailblazer.
Stylish, nimble.
Trax.
Innovative, electric.
Blazer EV.
Lightning Round champions. You've guessed all the right Chevy clues.
Wherever the year takes you, explore it together in the Chevy of your choice. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
The 2015 Wisconsin men's hoops team gave us all a march to remember.
There will be no undefeated champion on Wisconsin with an unbelievable stretch drive to the championship game.
On June 26th, enjoy an intimate celebration with the stars of the run with Made 'em Believe. Presented by M3 Insurance. World-class expertise and individual attention. Tickets are on sale now at uwhoops2015.com. Made 'em Believe, June 26th at the Orpheum Theater in Madison.
The ESPN Madison Open, presented by Coors Light, is back. On Monday, August 4th, the ESPN Madison crew is packing up our bags and teeing off at TPC, Wisconsin for a day on the links. This year's Open is benefiting Mentoring Positives, a nonprofit based right here in Madison, dedicated to uplifting youth and families through mentoring, athletics, and youth entrepreneurship. The ESPN Madison Open, also brought to you by Carbless, Zimbrick Honda, Siding Unlimited, Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison, Clear Vision Pro Wash, and Vortex Optics.
Summer is here, and there's no better way to celebrate than with Door County Distillery. Hey, it's Alex Stroh. I've been telling you for years how great Door County Distillery is. Locally produced, handcrafted, and award-winning spirits made locally in beautiful Door County. The sun is shining, and so can the Rock Island Rum from Door County Distillery in your summertime cocktail. Otherwise, vodkas, gins, whiskeys, brandies, and more. It's all available from the award-winning Door County Distillery. Find a huge list of unique cocktail recipes and the retailer nearest you, doorcountydistillery.com. That's doorcountydistillery.com.
Hi, this is Lee.
inviting you to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. We got a great happy hour every day of the week from 4 o'clock to 7, and our patio during the summer is open too. If you're getting married, special occasion, a birthday, anniversary, or even a business meeting, we've got all the accommodations right here at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. You work hard and sometimes you're not sure what you want to do, where you want to spend your money. I want to encourage you to come into Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and say hello. It'd be a pleasure to meet you.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions.
But I'm telling you right now, when I go to ESPN Bet and I'm betting the over-under for the Pittsburgh Steelers this year, I'm going to go on the under. And I hate to say this because I love Mike Tomlin. I want him to coach my team every single day of the week. I think this ends up being Mike Tomlin's first losing season of his entire career.
He doesn't need a pat on the back. He's not you.
Well,
who's a good co-host?
And Evan Cohen, who co-hosts Unsportsmanlike right here on ESPN Radio.
From Madison to the Big Apple, it's time for Evan Cohen on Jim, Matt, and Molly.
That is the opening theme music from Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike. You can hear him weekday mornings here on ESPN Madison. But don't forget to vote for Jim, Matt, and Molly as Best of Madison Radio Team. You can text Best of to 844-770-3776 to your link to vote, or scan the QR code on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream. Evan, big day. Love the hot take. What about Aaron Rodgers' personality, play, general demeanor has you giving Mike Tomlin his first losing season in Pittsburgh?
Well, I mean, hot. I don't know how hot. Like, how hot is the take? Is it like hot chicken, like a hot piece of chicken piccata? How hot do you think that take is, Jim? I mean, it's not like, it's not. Is it that hot? You think?
Yes, it is. The guy was able to go above 500 with Mason Rudolph at the helm. So yeah, that's a hot take.
Well, it's not him that's the issue, right? I mean, Mason Rudolph could walk around Pittsburgh and most people would walk up to him and say, and you are? Like, they don't know who he is,
right?
Are you
a curler? That's what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. I mean, this is all about the continued success, obviously, or lack thereof, of Aaron Rodgers. I mean, that's what we're talking about here. We're not talking about Tomlin. I'm talking about Aaron Rodgers. And I know, Matt, you love him, or did, but, I don't believe in the guy, and I don't believe in the guy in this situation. I'm sorry.
Oh, man. Run-heavy offense, best defense he's probably ever had. Sky's the limit for the Steelers. Now, Jim was saying, it's a boomer-bust kind of setup. You could feasibly see them being pretty good and having a good run, or it's going to flame out. I don't foresee this being another 9-8 season for Tomlin. It's going to be well above 500 or below.
Well above?
Yeah.
Well above? Okay, so you know that the Ravens are in that division, obviously.
Yep.
We know that the Bengals are in that division. I think the Browns are not as much of a joke as, obviously people want to make them out to be. But wow. That means you're going to have Matt Hamilton showing up in Pittsburgh all of a sudden, and Matt's going to walk up to 12. AR, looking good. I mean, that's what's going to happen. What are we doing here?
Absolutely.
I look good in black and yellow.
So, actually, Evan, this can kind of lead into, because you said well above 500.
Yeah.
We haven't asked this question yet. We're going to bring it out after you join the show here, but we'll debut our second Signing Limited poll question here. And who's going to have a better post-Packers/Jets career? Because both of them can have this.
Hey, why is Gabe Neitzel calling me during this interview? I mean, who operates this ESPN Milwaukee? I know that you guys aren't worried about that. From what I've heard, you may not even be worried about ESPN Madison. But what the hell's going on here? Tell Gabe to stop calling me. I'm trying to be on the air, unlike you guys, from what I've heard. Go ahead.
What did you heard? All right. Anyways, who's gonna have a better post-Packers/Jets career, Aaron Rodgers or Brett Favre? Now, to that point, Brett Favre in 2009 was 12-4, got to the NFC Championship game, was borderline MVP. So a lot for Aaron to do. But Aaron, I'll let you, or not Aaron, Evan, I'll let you answer.
You don't know my name?
He plays like Aaron sometimes with the interceptions thrown.
Evan wishes.
Wow.
Yeah. But
Wait,
Evan,
Jim, in all seriousness,
Yeah.
yeah. Let's leave Rodgers to the side in
Yeah.
this conversation. Brett Favre, in that year in Minnesota, the 33 touchdown, 7 interception year, was unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, he was phenomenal. Simply phenomenal, as some would say.
highest
I mean, he was
completion
amazing.
percentage of his career, most amount of yards, I believe, in his career. Not most amount of touchdowns in like a decade almost for him. The last time he did it was 1997. So yeah, over a decade that he threw.
Right.
So yeah, just amazing.
I don't understand how we can debate that. We're really going to sit. Hold on. Let me take a deep breath. So, Jim, I know you well enough to know you're not suggesting what you're asking, right?
Correct.
But you are suggesting that Matt may be suggesting what you're asking. So, Matt Hamilton.
Yes.
You believe Aaron Rodgers this year with the Pittsburgh Steelers will be better than Favre with the Vikings?
Now, for 1 year, no. But remember, and I know it's forgetful, but Favre played
many
2
more years
years
do you
with the
think he
Vikings. If Rodgers plays 2 seasons and Favre plays 2 seasons, what's the argument for better? Because Favre's 2010 season was bad. Right? Like, if Rodgers makes the playoffs both times, and let's say he wins 1 playoff game in each season, he has the same amount of playoff wins in the postseason, post-Packers-Jets, as Brett Favre. What's better?
Why are you assuming a second year?
I mean, I just
It's
imagine.
safe to assume stability from Aaron Rodgers, right?
Yeah, I mean, the guy is going to play until forever. Okay? He's just going to play forever. I don't know. I mean, I think he's not going to have anywhere near the remarkable season that Brett Favre did. But he doesn't have to. This defense is good. This Steelers team is led by one of the best coaches to do it. Like,
yes, I agree.
That part I
agree with.
And I do think Tomlin is not going to put up with some of the debauchery that Aaron Rodgers likes to put out there, the way he was able to get away with LaFleur and Saleh.
Here's the question. Do you believe right now Mike Tomlin will have continued success?
Yes.
Do you believe he'll have continued success? And I love Mike Tomlin, but continued success. Do you think that's what's going to happen right now with Mike Tomlin?
Yes. He is not going to lose his 500 streak or better, guaranteed. And I think the Steelers make the playoffs.
I hope you're right, because I like Mike Tomlin a ton. I'd want him to coach my team every day of the week. But the reality is, I just believe at this point in Aaron Rodgers' career, he's not making things better. He's making things worse, unfortunately.
Yeah,
I don't see
then
the
that's why I think,
success.
and I think that's why Tomlin is going to correct that. Evan, I got a question for you. Is Aaron Rodgers?
Well, that's what we're doing. Obviously, we're doing the interview. Of course, you have a question.
And you're gonna love this one. Does Aaron Rodgers, has his arm slipped at all? Like, do you still think he's got all the throws?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Probably not as much as he used to, but probably not so far off, right?
Right. I mean, I think the guy can still sling it. He obviously can't move the way he did, but if Tomlin can nip some of the off the field issues in the bud, there's no reason to believe that Rodgers can't still swing the pill and be a good quarterback in the NFL.
The off the field matters.
It certainly does, but that's why a guy like Mike Tomlin, a no-nonsense coach, I think has the potential to reel Rodgers in.
Like
it depends on that.
This is PTSD for me as a Bears fan of Lovie Smith will reel in Jay Cutler. Jay Cutler will be a better leader because of this. And I've said forever that Jay Cutler and Aaron Rodgers are more alike than, except one's way better at football. But what
have you said about Lovie Smith?
But here's the thing. Aaron Rodgers, Lovie Smith was a great coach for the Bears.
Is he
okay? But wait,
Tomlin level?
Aaron Rodgers is now basically Jay Cutler just landing on the Steelers. Like, how different is this to Jay Cutler going to the Dolphins? Like, I don't think this is anything this has more likelihood to ruin Mike Tomlin's legacy than it does to boost Aaron Rodgers.
But here's the question, right? Here's the question. Do you believe, and I hate to say it this way, do you believe that Tomlin has, I don't know, how do we want to say it, like the spine to stand up to Rodgers? In that way, I do.
Yes,
right?
100% I believe
think he has that kind of spine to stand up to him, if I had to guess.
Yes.
Now, what happens after that when someone is standing up to Rodgers? Is he going to be okay when someone shows that spine?
No.
Yes.
What? He's eliminated everyone who says no to him in his life.
I think he's craving some stability in his life. And a hard-nosed coach will do that for him.
How? What action has he
I base
taken?
that off absolutely nothing.
He took 6 months to sign with arguably the best coach relative to continued success in the league.
Well, he
like,
obviously.
What are we talking about? It's going to be Andy Reid.
He just didn't want. The extra work. He didn't want to sign early and then have to go to like mini camps and stuff. Rodgers is playing strategically.
That screams a guy who's like, you know what, coach me harder.
Yes, thank you. Coach me hard because I'm going to miss some of this early time. I'm going to need hard coaching.
Oh my! You know, he pulled this because he pulled this when he left Green Bay because he said, you know what? He didn't say it exactly like this, but he's like, LaFleur's a little soft for me. I'm excited to go play for a guy like Robert Saleh. He's a tough, hard-nosed guy.
Yeah, I'm trying to win Matt over with this. It's not working, but I do think I have.
Go ahead, sorry.
I have won over one fan. Shout out to Vivian Engler, Derek Engler's daughter, who hated me to start this interview and now is back on board with me. Derek Engler is texting me, and his daughter is so mad at me, and now I've won her back. So, Vivian, I'm going to try to win you back here.
Amen.
Yeah, there's Derek. Actually, so just to give a little glimpse here into who Matt Hamilton's been on a streak of just saying insane things. We have this clip from yesterday, and Evan can respond to Matt and his sources here. Let's go ahead and play this from yesterday's show when I was out.
Oh, no. I think he'd probably take like 13 guaranteed, but I think the Packers are in a single-digit guarantee with incentives to get right around that 13, 14 number would be my guess. And I base that off of just hearing chit-chat about Jair in that situation. I don't have any, like, a source or anything for that.
Which I feel like so many times I've been...
Matt doesn't have any sort. He doesn't have an inside source.
My friend Thomas.
Yeah, Thomas.
Yeah.
Where did Thomas hear this?
Well, he doesn't have a source either. It's just
Thomas just shared online.
Thomas is real.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Oh.
Yeah, he's a real friend of mine, and when we chat over beers and we talk about this kind of stuff, yeah, these are the kind of the numbers that we come up with.
Didn't he not present it for a second there when he's hearing chit-chat that, like, it was league chit-chat and not just me at the bar?
I was very clear on what my source was.
It's word salad.
So this is what we're dealing with, Evan.
No, this is just your friends.
Yeah.
Or your sources.
My bar buddies.
I'm hearing chit-chat. From who?
Well,
the guy that gave me my coffee this morning.
Your source is your random friend. My air check of the interview is Vivian Engler. I mean, that's what we're doing here. I mean,
that is true.
Okay.
This is why we're
Welcome to the show, Evan.
This is why we're not nominated for best radio team in Madison.
Feels like we're all going down after this. It's just pre-death comedy at this point. We're all going down after this at this point.
Amen.
Well, just a reminder, if you want to vote for Jim, Matt, and Molly as best of Madison Radio Team. Because we crank out great content. Text best of to 844-770-3776. We did have another question, side unlimited poll question we can ask you. Bigger game, and you can interpret this however you want. The home opener for the Packers or at Pittsburgh Sunday Night Football?
Not even debatable.
Oh,
Is
gosh.
somebody going to vote for the home opener?
I don't think so.
It's winning in the poll. 64 votes. 65%
Oh, come
for
on.
home opener.
That's just
35
people.
for...
Matt, come on.
I
That's
voted
just
Pittsburgh,
people.
man. I'm with you.
I know, but that's just people out there trying to act like they don't care about the Rodgers game. Like, oh, we're above that.
Uh-huh.
Give me a break.
Yeah.
Give me a break.
Yeah, all those people that voted Detroit first, like, are you going to turn your TVs off in week 8 on Sunday night? Like, heck no, you ain't. You're going to be glued. You're going to make a bowl of popcorn because this is going to be pure, awesome entertainment.
They will miss, the Packers fans will miss all 16 other games, every Brewers day game, night game, doesn't matter. They'll miss every game for that Rodgers game. That's not the most important game of the season, but that's the biggest game of the season because that's not the game we've ever seen before. Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen, of the great state of Wisconsin at ESPN Madison. We've seen the Packers and Lions in Green Bay before. We've never seen the Packers at the Steelers with Aaron Rodgers.
100%. I'm with you, man.
Oh, and Evan, the last one I have for you is: could there be a more breaking news around Aaron Rodgers that Adam Schefter and everyone has to report? Aaron Rodgers intends to sign with the Steelers on Friday. It's not even he's going to or he has.
Jim's even annoyed by the way Aaron Rodgers has decided to continue playing football.
It's like, I intend to sign. Maybe I'll change my mind, but right now I'll let you break the news that I intend to sign. Like, could that be a more Aaron Rodgers way?
I intend to lose weight, but instead I go to the same restaurant in L.A., Mastro's, 2 nights in a row and eat lobster bisque before I even get in the restaurant. But I intend to lose weight. I intend to lose weight when I go to Tornado and I eat the shrimp and the soup and everything like that. I mean, give me a break.
So, Evan, I will say before you go, I look forward to your apology when the Steelers are 12-5 and one of those 5 losses is against the Packers.
You guys
Week
have
8.
to do some sort of sports bet. We don't have to figure it out right now.
Matt,
but
hold on a second. Jim has known me for 20 years, okay? Jim knows I'm not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. I'm not always nice, okay? There's some alarm going off now next to me. What is happening? I don't know. But the one thing I am is honest and truthful. If I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong.
I love that. I look forward to Week 9.
Jeez.
When we're talking.
They're going to be undefeated.
Wait, so you think they're going to be 9-0 and clinch the winning season by Week 9?
No, they'll be 7-1 at that point. The Steelers will.
But then that one
with their one loss. But they're going to be on their way. They're on their way to make the playoffs.
But you understand the way you said it implied that you thought they were going to be
100%.
Yes.
No. They're going to lose to the Packers. They're going to lose to the Packers.
All right, Ryan.
But you're going to see enough that you're going to know they're making the playoffs, and Tomlin's above 500 record is there.
That's fine, but that's not Ryan. You're the final decider on this. The way Matt said it, that imply you figured the Steelers would have 9 wins.
He certainly did.
Yeah. You guys, you know not to read into what I say. I don't even know what I say.
You're just hearing chit-chat from a random at the bar.
I just was chatting around with some buddies.
All right, that Wisconsin Broadcasters Award will be coming your way soon for your great reporting.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yes.
Jim, just one quick question.
Yeah.
Since I shouted out Angler, do I need to shout out Sala for equal time? How does that work?
Yes, there will be very hurt feelings from Tarek if Derek does not get, or if Tarek does not get shouted out. Derek did, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's really good. That's really good. That's really good.
No chance Tarek still has my phone number. 0 chance.
Or he has you saved wrong in it. One of the two.
Yeah.
Yeah, or both.
Yeah,
I agree.
All right, Evan, thank you so much.
All right, guys. This was fun.
Yeah, I love the ending with the car alarm in the background.
Yeah,
That's fantastic.
This is weird.
Yeah. I thought your take on Tomlin not being under 500 this year is equally crazy. Started going on.
And I love Tomlin. I love Tomlin, too.
All right. We'll let Evan and the wonderful sounds of the car alarm fade out right there. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. I got to give away some High Life right now, right?
I mean, we already know what number we're taking, right?
8?
Week 8. Aaron Rodgers' number. I assume with the Steelers is 8?
Well, you ain't getting 12.
No.
Terry Bradshaw's not giving that up for him.
No. All right, caller number 8.
Caller number 8 wins a case of High Life, 844-770-3776. Caller number 8 wins a case of High Life, 844-770-3776. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly.
From green and gold to black and yellow, reacting to the news of Aaron Rodgers joining the Steelers continues next on 100.5 ESPN. You, rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by Starion Bank with 3 Madison area locations in Middleton, Sun Prairie, and Monona. Starion Bank is here investing in your community. Start your experience at starionbank.com. Member FDIC. Wisconsin BYU squaring off November 21st. A grudge match of last season's adrenaline-filled round of 32 showdown. The face-off happening in Salt Lake City at the Delta Center, home of the Utah Jazz. Greg Gard calling that last meeting, quote, one of the best in the NCAA tournament. 2 games for Bucky on NBA courts next season. They'll face Oklahoma at Fiserv Forum for an October 24th exhibition. 2 great tests for Gard and the Badgers well before Big Ten play. Ticket info and more available at uwbadgers.com.
What a beautiful day to have new windows and doors installed.
Pella has a product line for every budget.
No interest and no payments for up to 2 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Every event tells a story, from the first impression to the final moments. Have someone guide your guests through every chapter the way you want the story told. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With a strong presence, great voices, and an award-winning team, trust us to guide, direct, and inform your guests through all the different chapters of the day. For fun, memorable entertainment for any event, please visit us at celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
When you're in the right place at the right time, things get done. The important things, like knowing what you need and how it all works. Talking truck. Fixing it right the first time. At Zimbrick Chevrolet, our people get it done right and now. That's how you know you're in the right place at the right time. And you'll never overpay at Zimbrick Chevrolet.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman's Brad Nortman. You hear me talk about Carbless and their refreshing flavors all the time. One of my favorites is watermelon, and Carbless just dropped the Watermelon Vodka Cocktail 4-pack. Perfect for chilling, grilling, or game day thrills. You know the drill. Zero sugar, unlimited flavor. Enjoy clean, crisp refreshment without the guilt. That's what Carbless does. Find the new Watermelon 4-packs wherever you get your Carbless. Crack open the taste of summer and get your bliss on.
Tournament host Steve Stricker joins a star-studded group of PGA Tour champions at the American Family Insurance Championship. Catch the action June 6th through the 8th with an exciting team competition and a new tournament home at TPC, Wisconsin. This year's AmFam Champ concert features Megan Maroney with special guest Clint Black on Friday, June 6th at Breese Stevens Field. All proceeds support the Steve Stricker American Family Insurance Foundation and American Family Children's Hospital. Get your tickets today at amfamchampionship.com.
Have you been waiting to buy your next home? Stop. Now is the time to get housed. What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Brewers Realty. Nobody has a crystal ball to know what the future holds. The longer you wait to find your next home, the better the chance you'll be paying more for it than you would be today. Don't miss out on what could be the best opportunity to find your dream home. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to help start your search. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let's get housed.
When you've been injured, you need a winning team on your side. Gruber Law Offices will fight for the results you deserve. Call Gruber Law Offices today, a proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
Cheesy Bites Pizza is back at Pizza Hut. For only $13.99, you get a large pizza with 28 pullable, poppable, cheese-filled bites. Plus, it comes with Pizza Hut's very own Ranch Lovers Flight, featuring 3 bold dips: Ultimate Ranch, Chipotle Ranch, and Pepperoni Ranch. 1 large pizza, 3 dips, endless flavor. Ready to dip into deliciousness? Well, hurry. It's only available for a limited time. Head to a Pizza Hut location or order online at pizzahut.com today. Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light, a finalist for Best of Madison Radio Team in 2025. Vote for us every day this month at madisonmagazine.com.
In the high life, prime time.
That'd be Nick and Madison living in the high life.
Congratulations to Nick and Madison for living the high life. Did we?
Congrats on your 20-pack.
Matt Hamilton trying to steal your beer as always. I'm Jim Rutledge in the Everlight Solar Studio. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. And primetime Lorshawn behind the glass. And we're going to get back to we're going to post our second Silent Limited poll question in a second here. But Prime, I'm going to put you on the spot. I believe, was it last Friday or last Thursday, we had a winner who was trying to pick up their beer before they went. Were we able to hook him up?
Alan Madison. Yes, he was able to come in that Friday afternoon, grab that case of High Life, and take it wherever his campground is.
See, that's us, full service. But we do that because our fans have been fantastic about picking up the beer.
Yeah.
And
well, I've been threatening
True.
that it's
That
not
is
going
true.
to be. You're not getting all of it. You might get some of it.
But our friends at Frank Beer have
And these
told us
aren't
that
empty threats, by the way. You better come get it because it's mine if you don't.
our friends at Frank Beer have asked us because they've done giveaways other places and people aren't great about picking it up and it piles up there and they don't want to just give away beer that ends up going bad. Not that it would go bad here, Matt, or I would happily drink it. But the fans are on it, and we keep on being able to give it away because you go out of your way to pick it up. So congratulations to Nick in Madison for that. I'm going to share some Signing Limited poll questions here, and then we'll get to break. Carl Stock text line 844-770-3776. List is more. You can chime in on both of these, and we'll answer. We'll get to your answers on the other side. What's a bigger game for the Packers? Home opener against the Lions or at Pittsburgh for Sunday Night Football? And that's the Lions game is a standalone game on CBS. Sunday Night Football, obviously, Pittsburgh. NBC, I agree with Evan on that one. That
people are in their feels?
Packer fans are pretending like they don't care.
Oh, you care.
Absolutely.
You care.
Also, like, the home opener's fun, but you're going middle of the season on the road, historic franchise. Right, that game's already sexy to begin with. Packers versus Steelers, Sunday Night Football already had juice.
Yeah, like that's what, late October?
Yeah, like that game was already you're in prime football watching window there.
Yeah, early September.
Yeah.
Weather's still gorgeous. My boat will still be in the water.
Exactly. And then the other one we just are going to post here in a minute. Who will have a better post-Packers/Jets career? Because it's just fun to be able to. Because it's fun to be able to say that. Hall of Famer Brett Favre, future Hall of Famer Aaron Rodgers, 844-770-3776. We'll answer that on the other side.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
Hey, it's Kelly Sheffield, Wisconsin Badgers volleyball head coach. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good afternoon, Madison. I'm Ryan Wollersheim, and this is your Sports Center Update brought to you by Ridgetop Exteriors, Wisconsin's premier roofing, siding, and window contractor since 2002. Visit them at ridgetopexteriors.com. And Metro Kia breaking news brought to you by the Metro family of dealers right here on 100.5 ESPN. And that breaking news is, unless you've been living under a rock, you already know Aaron Rodgers, former Packers quarterback, now signing with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Rodgers spending the last 2 seasons with the Jets before now becoming a free agent and heading to Pittsburgh, the team the Packers won the Super Bowl against, the team that Aaron Rodgers won the Super Bowl against. He now plans to sign with the team tomorrow, per Adam Schefter of ESPN. Here's ESPN Wisconsin's Jason Wilde on KBN earlier today reacting to the news of Rodgers to Pittsburgh.
I just think this made too much sense. And I think when I look at Mike Tomlin, you said no nonsense. I'm very curious to see how he handles it, because this is obviously a guy that has, kind of marched to his own drummer. And now is Aaron Rodgers going to change his approach slightly? Is he going to assimilate?
Listen back to that appearance on the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and stay tuned to Jim, Matt, and Molly's second hour coming up right now.
When breaking news happens, ESPN Madison has it covered. Breaking news on ESPN Madison is presented by Metro Kia of Madison.
Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
You gotta keep your chill with Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I am savage.
So you're not special.
Jim, if we want to play this game, we can play this game.
And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy's going to swing on Jim. He's a complicated fellow.
People like me.
I don't think so.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, a finalist for Best of Madison Radio Team in 2025 on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
We're learning a lot about each other.
What is that called? He made chicken soup out of chicken poop?
I'm very curious to see how he handles him, because this is obviously a guy that has marched to his own drummer.
When I go to ESPN Bet and I'm betting the over-under for the Pittsburgh Steelers this year, I'm going to go on the under. And I hate to say this because I love Mike Tomlin. I'd want him to coach my team every single day of the week. This ends up being Mike Tomlin's first
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison. Alongside Matt Hamilton, here's Jim Rutledge.
All right, prime time just out of themselves there during the commercial break. So you're gonna have to tell us what happened during your sports center. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are presented by Coors Light. If the mountains are blue, you know what to do,
and that's crush a Coors Light.
I'm Jim Rutledge. I have the power. Look, what you should be doing when the mountains are blue is vote for Jim, Matt, and Molly for Best of Madison Radio Team. Text Best of to 844-770-3776 for your link to vote.
And then crush a Coors Light.
And then we're in the Everlight Solar Studio. We're going to get to our side and limited poll question in a minute, and I'm going to regale you with some loose details, pun intended, there for my colonoscopy. That was more ahead of time.
Yeah, Ryan's going to post the pictures.
That was more lead up. There are pictures. My wife was blown away. There are pictures of your colon. They do share pictures.
Right,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't. As far as I'm aware, there's no other photos.
Yeah. I would hope not. You had amnesia though, so how would you know?
I don't know why anyone would want those photos, to be fully honest. It's not my I have good sides and bad sides.
It's not your good side?
The bottom side is not my good side. Prime, what happened during the sports center?
Oh, so I was just gonna say I might have colonoscopied myself. No. I thought it was a good sports center. I just had a little gaffe in the middle where I tried to I tried to inhale too quickly, and it just made a loud, mouth noise right into the mic.
You're going to have to pull that for us, please.
No, no, we don't need to. I hate ASMR like that. Honestly, it would be like listening to ASMR if I played it back for you guys, and it would make my skin crawl. I don't think the listeners want that. I don't think you guys want that.
All right, you can chime in if you want at 844-770-3776.
What do you want more, to hear that or to see Jim's colonoscopy?
I want to hear that way more.
So
in a hard place.
The colonoscopy colon photos, it just, I don't know, it's like a pink circle, it's just you don't know what it is.
Oh my God. Yep. You're
That's it. It's no real.
The most invasive picture you'll ever take.
Yeah. Insider. It was an insider.
Yeah.
Adam Schefter's got nothing on my colonoscopy, I'll tell you that.
It's word salad.
Anyways, our breaking news of the day is Aaron Rodgers intends to sign with the Steelers tomorrow, according to Adam Schefter, our ESPN insider.
An actual source.
An actual sourced insider. So it does lead to two different side and limited poll questions. You can chime in on the Carbos Talk and text line 844-770-3776. This is more. What's a bigger game for the Green Bay Packers? Home opener against the Lions, CBS standalone game, or at Pittsburgh, Sunday Night Football? And then our other question here, our side and limited poll question number 2, colonoscopy, pun intended, a better post-Packers/Jets career for who will have one, Aaron Rodgers or Brett Favre? You can chime on that one, 844-770-3776. Hard to top Brett Favre, who essentially had a career year. He didn't win the MVP, but had a career year with the Minnesota Vikings in 2009, went 12-4, got the team to the NFC Championship game. Best year he had in easily a decade. So it's going to be hard for Aaron Rodgers to top that. But to the colonoscopy, couple things. One, when people tell you that the prep is the worst part, they're not really wrong. And it's not even, for me, it wasn't even the bathroom part of it. That was it wasn't as, people hyped it up so much that I was like, oh, this is whatever, it's fine. But the amount of I swear to God, it's 7 gallons you have to drink. And and it's it tastes like salt water. And it's an exorbitant amount of water. It's 16 cups of water that you have to drink. And you drink 8 cups in 2 hours. But the thing is, my appointment was at 2:45 on Wednesday. I had to stop eating at 2. So I was starving by basically 5 o'clock when my
2 the
day before.
The day before.
Yeah, so
on Tuesday.
So 2 on Tuesday. Thank you. So I was so tired, so hungry by the time because the colonoscopy I didn't get into late. I don't know what was running. I was running behind. They were running behind. And
pun intended.
Yeah, pun intended. So I didn't get out. The procedure wasn't that long, but I didn't get out until wasn't able to have anything until basically 5 o'clock. But then you have to
So they told you hey, no food after 2 o'clock on Tuesday. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Right, and then they tell you at 6 o'clock on Tuesday, 6 to 8, you're supposed to drink 8 cups of this pre-colonoscopy liquid. And I guess I found out later you can mix it with Gatorade. I don't think it would have made it that much better. It wasn't the flavor that was horrible. It's just the amount. It's a lot of liquid to drink in 2 hours. And then the worst part was I was getting nervous because I'm like, I'm going to be up all night going to the bathroom. Then I was getting upset. My stomach was making noises and things were happening. But I didn't go to the bathroom. I'm like, am I going to have to cancel this? I have to empty everything out.
Yeah.
So I got up at 6:45, and I don't know if my body was just being nice or what. Once I stood up, my body's like, yeah, go to the bathroom. And then things got started. And so again, it wasn't horrible, but I was a little bit concerned. It took so long for me to go to the bathroom. Is this normal? I'm gonna have to call because they're not. I can't go in if I have a full colon in there. So it cleaned up, and then the worst part was then at 8:45 in the morning, I got to crank back up and start drinking this stuff.
Yep.
And again, I have 2 hours to finish it. I call them at 10:45, and I'm like, look, I got about 3 cups left here. I'm going to vomit if I drink anything more. What do you want me to do here? They're like, just take 15 more minutes and drink what you can drink. And I was like, okay, because it ain't happening. I was like, I'm done. I'm out, Rock. It's over. But then, so then you get in there, and they were great. UW Health was fantastic. They're super nice. Because I was like, what is this? I kept on asking about the sedation. I'm like, how sedated am I going to be? Am I going to be knocked out? Am I going to make a fool of myself? What is happening? For whatever reason, I was fixated on the sedation more than the actual procedure. Because my understanding was that you don't really feel anything for the procedure, which is true for the most part. So the last little bit here. So they give you fentanyl, and then they give you something to knock you out. I don't know which one, fentanyl is to knock you out or to...
That's a pain.
So that's a pain one. So they give you something to kind of knock you out. But you're not knocked out. You're not knocked out all the way. It's just more make you sleepy, and then there's a pain one. So they give you both of these. And the funny part was, and this is why I had to tell the story, is, well, one, I don't know if nerves or whatever, but I was kind of wheeled back just after 4. And they start talking to me, and they're just shooting the crap and everything. And they inject me with the drugs, and they start talking. I'm like, well, yeah, normally I do a radio show right at this time. I'm usually talking to Matt Hamilton, Molly Brown, and I was like, yeah, Matt Hamilton, the Olympic curler. And they're like, that's cool. And I'm literally I'm propped up with the camera about ready to go in, or maybe it was in for all I know, talking about the radio show to complete strangers. But I was just nervous and drugged up, and I'm like, all right, and it's 4 o'clock, so I'm like, I might.
It is Jim, Matt, and Molly.
God knows because you have amnesia. So God knows if I just did a radio show while they were doing their thing in there.
I knew we should have called Jim and had him call in yesterday for the show. How's it going, bud? How'd your date go?
Right. So anyways, towards the end, I had to confirm it because in the notes they make the note is towards the end, you might wake up, and I did kind of come to a little bit where I was it felt like horrible gas, also in my stomach. I'm like I was kind of waking up, and I'm like, that's uncomfortable. When I remember saying that, not it was horrible, but just in the middle of your stomach, or middle of your colon, bad gas. I'm like, ow, and so. They kind of gave me something more, and I fell back asleep. And I was like, did that really happen? And I looked at the notes, and the patient woke up a little bit and felt a little bit of pain. So next time, give them more or whatever.
Right.
Because of a high tolerance for fentanyl, which is
concerning.
Right. But there's a photo of me on the ESPN Madison YouTube, and you can see my photo afterwards. I don't
when we saw that photo, Jim. I was like, is he okay? With the shaved head, the hair, with the light also wasn't helping you in that hospital. I was like, this doesn't look good.
Yeah. To be honest.
Was there a complication with the colon?
I was a little bit high because afterwards, later that night, I'm like, did I think about tweeting out something? Did I actually tweet out something? And I obviously went back and I did. And that's how you're out of it the next time. It was that my dad was there with me because the kids and everything. I was like, I don't want to find a babysitter and have to pay someone to watch the kids while this happens. Slash, they're not going to be in there. That's not fun for anyone.
Right.
/ my wife doesn't need to be there for this. Like, this is not it's not the most attractive thing. So,
hey, honey, come over here. You can learn a thing or two.
Yeah. So my dad hung out, and like, so he was there, and so I had to double check with him. Like, they said everything was all right, right? And he's like, yeah, everything's fine. I'm like, okay. I couldn't remember if I remember that. Yeah. But then I was like, and I had to ask him a few other things. I'm like, did this happen? Because I remember they gave me a ginger ale and some like a snack. I think I ate it immediately because the nurse came back in after I must have ate it while I was changing. And she goes, "Oh, you finished? You want another one?" I'm like, "Yeah."
For the love of God.
Yes. And then my dad, like, he's a snacker like I am. He had like he works at Panera like part time as he's retired, so he had some Panera chips in the car. I think I ate a couple bags of that. My wife gave me a granola bar to eat, and I ate that too. And then I came home and ate like everyone's dinner. Like, there's like no leftovers. I had never been so hungry in my entire life because I would imagine that one, not eating, and then two, like, you're emptied out, so there's no
there ain't no nutrition in that body anymore.
So
fair.
I was so hungry. So,
well,
anyways,
we're glad you made it out okay.
Yes.
Have you guys ever seen the famous tweet from the Chargers Twitter account? When
share it.
Whoever the Chargers like social media director is back in 2016 tweets out, "Gosh, so hungry right now. I need to go find my wife and take her to Panda Express." Or P.F. Chang's, actually, is what it is.
Okay.
Yeah. I could definitely see Jim just... That's what this tweet reminds me of, Jim. Honestly, the one you put on your Twitter account yesterday. UW Health was so amazing, but amazing after a long indentation that I assume was not on purpose.
No. That's what made me realize I was definitely stoned when I posted that. So, stoned on prescription drugs. So, it's okay. Dana Stoughton chimes in. Jimothy, your experience was different than mine. 30 minutes into the drinking that stuff, and I could put it through a screen door 10 feet away. So
that's terrible.
That's the end game. Like, that's where you want to end up in the end. I don't think you start like that, but everyone's got a different story, I guess. I do not want to hear your colonoscopy stories. 844. But I don't know. That
was a boom.
Oh, like, what
I
was
imagine
that?
it must have sounded like.
It's more of like a garden hose hitting a pile of
a gentle pinch.
Yeah. You can chime in.
I laugh about it, but I'm only like 5 years behind you, man.
Yeah, no, it's the drugs. Here's my review. The drugs are good.
Okay,
so there you go.
Right.
Like, it's a little break from reality. It's only like 20 minutes, but still, it's a nice little step away.
Fair enough.
Get into the show, 844-770-3776 on the Car Was Talking text line. List is more. We have 2 Siding Unlimited poll questions. Who will have a better post-Packers/Jets career, Aaron Rodgers or Brett Favre? Right now, 91% of you say Brett Favre. And
that's probably right.
The other question we have, our second Siding Unlimited poll question was, do you think Aaron Rodgers... Well, that's not our... I don't know who posted that one. But anyways... posting questions that are not in the Siding Limited poll question. I think it's Pablo. Jerk. What's a bigger Packer game what's a bigger game for the Packers? The Week 1 game against Detroit, 69% of you say that, or the Week 8 game in Pittsburgh, 31% of you say that. You can chime 69. In on both of those. Matt, why don't you tell us about, because this is one of the things I could eat was Greek yogurt when I was allowed to eat before 2 o'clock on Tuesday before the thing, because you also have to go on a low-fiber diet. Mm-hmm. And the options are limited that are tasty, but Greek yogurt was on there, so I did eat some of that.
Nice. And obviously the best Greek yogurt around, made right here in Wisconsin, is Odyssey. But I'm not going to tell you about the Greek yogurt today, because yesterday I made a salad that will blow your mind. 5 ingredients: sliced cucumbers, halved cherry tomatoes, balsamic glaze or vinegar, and then salt, pepper, and feta. The feta from Odyssey is so fantastic, and the fun part about this salad is I had some for lunch today, a day later. Since it doesn't have the lettuce or anything, it doesn't get soggy salads like Molly seems to be such a fan of. It gets better. It like marinades in the feta, gets the salty richness, brininess from the feta. You get the fantastic flavor of the balsamic. It is one of the best recipes I've made so far this summer, and I owe it to Odyssey helping me expand my mind, look for some new fun ways to use feta and some of their Greek yogurt products. Check out Odyssey wherever you get your groceries, because they're nationwide, baby. And don't forget the feta. That's the most important thing. Don't forget the feta, the Wisconsin-made Odyssey brands. Check them out.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
From green and gold to black and yellow, reacting to the news of Aaron Rodgers joining the Steelers continues next on 100.5 ESPN.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Tournament host Steve Stricker joins a star-studded group of PGA Tour champions at the American Family Insurance Championship. Catch the action June 6th through the 8th with an exciting team competition and a new tournament home at TPC, Wisconsin. This year's AmFam Champ concert features Megan Maroney with special guest Clint Black on Friday, June 6th at Breese Stevens Field. All proceeds support the Steve Stricker American Family Insurance Foundation and American Family Children's Hospital. Get your tickets today at amfamchampionship.com.
The ESPN Madison Open presented by Coors Light is back. On Monday, August 4th, the ESPN Madison crew is packing their bags and teeing off at TPC, Wisconsin for a day on the links. This year's Open is benefiting Mentoring Positives, a nonprofit based right here in Madison dedicated to uplifting youth and families through mentoring, athletics, and youth entrepreneurship. The ESPN Madison Open is also brought to you by Ridgetop Exteriors, Starion Bank, Celebrations Entertainment, The Bogey Factory, Bruner Realty, and Hush Blackwell.
Looking to join an international quality golf club right here in Madison? Discover TPC Wisconsin, an instant classic in the heart of the Midwest. With a course co-designed by Steve Stricker and PGA Tour Designs, it's the 13th and newest TPC Network golf club in the world. Other high-quality amenities include a short game practice area, athletic performance center, and meeting and dining facilities, plus membership benefits that reach around the globe. Schedule a tour at tpcwisconsin.com and start your journey to a lifetime of priceless golf.
Bo here from Ridgetop Exteriors. Southern Wisconsin got hit hard with hail recently. If your home took a beating, now's the time to take action. We've been delivering top quality roofing, siding, and window services locally for over 23 years. With free damage assessments and insurance experts on staff, we've been your licensed, local, and trusted contractor since day one. Don't wait until small damage becomes a big problem. Turn to Ridgetop Exteriors today. Ridgetopexteriors.com. That's ridgetopexteriors.com.
Ridgetop Exteriors.
Wherever you are in Wisconsin, there's a free and confidential Aging and Disability Resource Center, ADRC, or Tribal Partner Agency. We're here for older adults, adults with disabilities, and your families. ADRCs are a bridge to support for benefits and financial assistance, transportation, in-home care, and more. Get to know your local ADRC and connect with resources today. Call toll-free 1-844-WIS-ADRC or go to findmyadrc.org. Paid for by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
In the next 30 seconds, I'm going to tell you how to save money and save the planet. It's simple. Ditch your energy bill and make the switch over to Everlight Solar. While electricity prices keep rising, Everlight Solar will give you the chance to take ownership of your power while also reducing your carbon footprint. As a local company based out of Madison, they'll be there with you every step of the way as you make the switch to solar. To learn more about how you can save money and save the planet, go to everlightsolar.com.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light, a finalist for Best of Madison Radio Team in 2025. Vote for us every day this month at madisonmagazine.com.
God knows. I am reincarnated. I was stargazing. Life goes on. I need her, my babies. Woke up looking for the broccoli. High key, keep a horn on me. That could my
Man, this song slaps. Kendrick Lamar owned the Super Bowl. The song's still up there, very high on the music charts. I did see, I'm Jim Rutledge, alongside Matt Hamilton. Primetime or Shine Behind the Glass. You can get into the show, 844-770-3776 on the Carbless Talk and text line. List is more. We have 2 siding limited poll questions. What's a bigger game for the Packers? The home opener against the Lions or at Pittsburgh on Sunday Night Football? Or the other question we have, better post-Packers/Jets career, Aaron Rodgers or Brett Favre? Brett Favre's leading that in a landslide. But I did see on the Apple trending, and I think overall, at least based on some charts, Taylor Swift, who just took back the rights to all of her albums here, and one of her songs is number 1 again. I think it's like a song about revenge or whatever, topping like the trash of like Morgan Wallen or whatever. So her song popped all the way back on top, even though the song's like 15 years old or whatever. But everyone, the fan, like to have a fan base like that, it's almost as much as Matt Hamilton loves Aaron Rodgers, Swifties love Taylor Swift, that she's back on top of a very old song just to let her get some royalties now that she owns her own music.
That's pretty cool.
It is.
That is cool.
It is wild though, and then we're gonna get to Don't Quote Me. That like, and I learned this not that long ago, but like most artists don't like own the rights to their songs and things like that. The last little bit of music history I'll give, which I think most people know, but so Dolly Parton, the song "I Will Always Love You," which was performed by Whitney Houston, she gave Whitney Houston the rights for that, but basically said I still own the masters for it. So like, yes, Whitney will make money, but Dolly still makes a boatload of money as well. So that's kind of how she split that out. But someone else famous approached her long before Whitney Houston did, and she wanted that person to sing the song, but she didn't give up the rights to be able to record it and make money off of it because his standard from his nefarious manager was that he wants the masters as well, and that was Elvis. And she wouldn't give up the master for Elvis to be able to sing it. She let him sing it, but Elvis's manager required both, and so the song was denied. But
that is interesting.
Yeah.
Is that the evil Tom Hanks character in the terrible Elvis movie?
Yeah,
that manager,
Colonel Parker, I think.
Yeah, it seemed he was a Disney character. He seems so fake.
Tom Hanks played it weird. I don't know how that guy was in real life as far as the way he was, but there's multiple books written about like Colonel Parker is like the avatar for the worst manager you've ever heard of in all of music. I mean, essentially, you can make a case he killed Elvis because he's the one that kept Elvis and propped Elvis up and gave him all those drugs in Vegas, even though Elvis wanted to leave. Like.
Maybe Elvis really just needed a colonoscopy, right, Jim?
Don't quote me on that.
We're not saying it's gonna happen.
Let it ride!
But if it does, then we want credit.
Say that again, because that is an amazing take.
I told you all.
If not, well...
Don't quote me, boy, because I ain't said...
Yeah, guys, we now know it is official. Well, I guess not officially yet. Rodgers hasn't put pen to paper until tomorrow, but we do know that the Packers...
He intends to.
He intends to put pen to paper tomorrow in Pittsburgh. So we know that the Packers will be playing the Steelers in Week 8, Sunday Night Football, out there in the Steel City. So, guys, we got to make our Don't Quote Me predictions for the game. I don't know how many days away it is, but at this point, now that we got all the juice, now that it's clearly the game people are more interested in, let's say, guys, don't quote me. What are your long shot predictions for the Packers versus Steelers in Week 8? Jim, why don't you start us off?
All right. I did say earlier in an ESPN Madison video that Aaron Rodgers won't finish the season, but I will say he will play this game. How specific do I have to do? Can I just say that he will have a better stat line than Jordan Love?
That would be and remember, these have to be kind of long shot, bold predictions.
Well, I'm going to add more to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so if you do the parlay method, then all of them have to hit.
All right, so I will go. He will have a better stat line than Jordan Love. We'll just leave it to the group as far as like if it's better or not. I don't know,
Yeah.
So we'll just base it on completion percentage, touchdown interceptions, all that kind of stuff.
QBR,
QB rating.
WAR,
adjusted completion percentage, WAR, vibes,
EPA,
yeah, that's just saying things.
AARP,
GPS.
It's word salad.
And then I'll go with the Steelers win by double digits.
Whoa, really?
Look, if the Steelers are a better roster than the Packers, I think. It's the quarterback that's the wild card.
Sure.
A wild card.
Probably on the offense.
DK Metcalf's better than
their
they got.
offensive line was rough last year, so that's the one thing that gives me.
Well, and the running back, obviously, Jacobs, assuming health, is better than what the Steelers have.
Jalen Warren.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you that. I think that's pretty bold. A double-digit win over the Packers for.
No, when
Aaron
I say double
Rodgers.
digits, I think it'll be 10.
But still, that's bold enough for me. I think it's the other way around. I'm gonna go. Both quarterbacks throw for 300 yards or more, which does not happen very often for either of them.
That's like dream scenario.
Yeah, right? Both quarterbacks throw for 300 yards or more. The Packers win on a game-winning drive from Jordan Love. That's my bold prediction. Both of them are going to have good games. Jordan Love's going to have the ball last, and he's going to take them down to the promised land.
And Prime?
Is that bold enough for you, Prime?
Oh, that's definitely bold enough. Putting in the game-winning drive aspect definitely makes it bold because that's such a specific thing that needs to happen.
Yep.
And I will say, Matt, you are actually you're kind of on the same wavelength as the other host of the show who's not here today. Molly Brown did text into me her don't quote me prediction for this game. She's saying that Packers-Steelers game will not only go into overtime, and Packers will lose on a game-winning drive by Aaron Rodgers.
Wow. Wow.
So, actually, I do see this here. The weapons for the Steelers on offense, and you can put this in quotes or not. Now it just went away. Here we are. Aaron Rodgers, DK Metcalf, Robert Woods, Pat Freiermuth, Calvin Austin III, and Caleb Johnson. Weapons is a loose term there.
Loose. I mean, DK, yes.
Nerf guns.
And who was the last one? I'm sorry?
Caleb Johnson. The running back from Iowa who set records for Iowa last year.
I could see the optimism that he might be a beast running the football. Like, just the way he runs and the way they block and they're blocking their scheme.
Arthur Smith has generated some really good running games in his career. With the Falcons, they were dominant on the ground when he was the OC.
And he was there at least some with the Titans, with Henry.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now the big question mark, I think, for the Steelers, and the one that Rodgers needs to worry about is the offensive line. There's no proof that it's going to be better than it has been over the last few years.
Right, because did they draft a offensive lineman?
They did not draft one this past year, but they did 2 years ago. They drafted a center who I believe people feel like is pretty good. And then the rest of their line is just spotty as of right now.
Mm-hmm.
It probably isn't as bad as that Jets offensive line, but it's questionable. Jim, you're smiling. Why are you smiling?
Oh, Evan was giving me a hard time, so I kind of guilted him about the ESPN Madison thing.
Okay.
And so then I joked, I'm like, what is this about? You guys don't want us to be there. And I'm like, I missed yesterday's show for a colonoscopy. And then, I kind of guilted him a little bit.
Yeah.
And I was like, are you all right? And blah, blah, blah. But I was like, what are we doing here? Like, we're doing the show. Like, are you giving me a hard time because I was out for a medical procedure?
And seems like it.
Yeah.
Your point is a valid one, Jim.
Thank you, Matt LePay.
Your point.
Maybe Matt would be a little disappointed with Evan just coming after us for. And I'm kidding. Evan's not now he's very concerned, and I feel bad that I messed with him. But it was kind of one of those I can play that card. Hey man,
wow, he's playing this card already. Hey, I just had surgery, guys.
Well,
Come on.
he's gonna call us out like we don't want to be here. And we're doing not a bonus show, but we're going out of time slot tomorrow. Matt's it cuts into Matt's nap time. We're going to do the Am-Fam Championship 12-2 instead.
Yeah, it certainly does. That doesn't mean I can't get a nap in after, though.
Okay.
Phew. I was worried. How are you going to nap it? Like, this is the concern. We're carpooling.
Well, you know me. I'm not ashamed to just sleep in the car with you driving.
No, I agree with that. But, when are we getting out? Are you going to sleep in the golf course? I don't think we're going to leave right at 2.
Oh, yeah.
Glad hand a little bit.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. I want to hang out a little bit.
My rumor is there's free Coors Light and food up in the suite. We want to make our way. We're going to work 12-2.
Looks like I'm just going to bed early tonight.
yeah, exactly.
All right, guys. Well, I will get my don't quote me prediction out before we get out of this segment. So, you're talking about golf, Jim?
Yeah.
My prediction for that Week 8 game is that Aaron Rodgers is out there playing golf and not playing in this game. I don't think he's playing for the Steelers, the starting quarterback, by Week 8. I think injury or some other.
I thought you were going to go with he won't even sign.
No. Can you imagine if he just gets there tomorrow and he just goes, you know what, guys? I'm hanging him up.
I just wanted to burn all the reporters.
Oh, my God.
Oh, that would be something I wouldn't put past.
That would be an all-time Rodgers move.
But it's not really burning if you leak the information and then they.
Do we know he leaked it?
Where else do you think it came from?
The Steelers.
Hey, Rodgers said he's coming in tomorrow to sign the contract.
But they're not. You're not reporting off of one.
True.
Hey, I'm not saying you're wrong, but that would be a pretty good gotcha by Rodgers.
But again, it wouldn't be because someone from either. Aaron is in part of doing it. So, it's more of entrapment.
Well,
yeah.
If I could gotcha guys with
Which
the
is
second
illegal.
part.
Yeah.
The second part of my don't quote me prediction is that not only were Aaron Rodgers not playing that game, neither were Jordan Love.
What?
I think based off last season, I don't know if Jordan Love can stay healthy for a full season. And there's always a chance that he could get hurt
His
throughout
first
the year.
season as a starter, he played the whole season?
He did. That's true. But I'm just saying, I think that
So he misses the essentially 3 games last season, and you're like, this guy is made of glass.
I'm not saying he's made of glass, and by no means am I wishing that. But I'm just
I know
saying
you're not.
It's a don't quote me long shot prediction, and I think
it's fun. Both starting quarterbacks. So you're saying it's a Mason Rudolph, Malik Willis duel.
Can you imagine? Sunday Night Football?
Yeah, that would be a rough Sunday.
So Ryan's hot take is that Aaron Rodgers is a flake and Jordan Love's a wussy.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
No. I didn't say wussy.
We'll tell him tomorrow when
I know
we
you
see
didn't
him.
say wussy. I don't know what word you're going to go for there, so I didn't know. You were just saying he wasn't playing, so.
I was saying he wasn't playing. I'm just saying he might be
Mr.
injured
Glass?
again. I just think the idea of neither quarterback playing in the game and that it is the Malik Willis versus Mason Rudolph showdown on Sunday Night Football.
Oh,
in
my
Week 8.
gosh. That should be pay-per-view. It's going to be so good.
They pay us to watch
exactly.
it. They pay us to view it.
Exactly.
I meant pay-per-viewer.
There you go. Wow, Matt. He's hot today, Jim.
He is. No Molly Brown, and Matt's just bringing it.
Yeah, well, I got room to flap my
So
wings.
is Molly just...
Have an opinion.
What is she doing? She's working, right?
She's working, but she's literally traveling across the state today. She wasn't going to be able to make it back and
Cell phones
do a
don't
good
work?
show.
No, I mean, like, she
I
can't
wouldn't
call
trust
us all the
that.
time.
And now
Spotty service.
She also allotted some family time today. Part of why she's driving across the state is for one of her son's soccer events.
Tyson?
Yeah, the 2-year-old soccer
I'll
game.
be honest, and this is
He's
by
already on a travel team.
Is it Luca? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This is by no means like a slight on any of the people who I work with, but Jim, Molly, Jason Woolley, Mark Tauscher, I don't remember any of your kids' names. I cannot keep them all straight when I've never met these people, and I only remember them based off like stories I hear once a week.
So there's...
I know your kids' names, Nolia and Rosie.
Nola.
Not Nolia?
Nola.
Magnolia.
Magnolia is her name, but Nola is her nickname.
She doesn't like Nolia?
She's never been called Nolia.
All right, I won't call her Nolia anymore.
She's gone by Noli sometimes because when it was, Daddy, Mommy, Rosie in the house, she's like, I'll be Noli.
Okay.
So she came up by Noli for a little bit. Nola Bear, because she's kind of a bear personality. And Nola Bear.
I wonder where she got that.
I don't know. And then her mother, obviously. No,
Obviously.
And then
Judgmental Jim.
Luca.
Yeah.
Olivia.
Yeah.
Tyson.
Mm-hmm.
Vincent.
Yep.
And
oh, come on, that fifth one.
I want to say, isn't his real name Jose, but he goes by a middle name because he doesn't want to share a name with his dad. I'm just forgetting it all of a sudden. Vincent and I literally just said this to my wife the other day when I knew the names.
Yeah, I honestly, those are the four I know for sure.
I'm at a loss, clearly.
Vincent and gosh. And then it's for Tauscher's, it's Max.
Max, yeah.
And Eleanor.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's Maddie and
I know the other one.
all right. As a team,
Matt,
what's
you got it?
What is it?
Matt, you got it?
No.
Sydney.
Yep.
all right.
So I do remember those ones.
Vincent and
No idea.
I feel so bad.
Ryan, help us out.
I don't know it either. Yeah, I literally
All
just
right,
said I don't remember.
844-770-3776. We're missing one of Molly's son's names. What's his name?
Yeah.
We stink.
If you get it, you get a ESPN Wisconsin prize back.
From Molly.
Yeah.
She'll be very
Yeah.
happy that,
Yeah.
you know.
She'll love to write new rules
Luis,
for that game.
Luis. And nobody texted in. Luis.
There it is.
Luis.
Yeah.
God, it's Jim, Matt, and Mike, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I came in and I gave myself a buzz cut. It actually looks more shaved in the horrible lighting in the Everlight Solar Studio.
Turn the lighting down.
Like, this is wild. Like, on there.
And for me, remember
It's
the
like-
camera also adds 10 pounds. It takes
Right.
hair away from Jim and it adds 10 pounds to me.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Hey, it's Molly Brown from Jim, Matt, and Molly. I've been drinking Zoa Energy for a while now, and I absolutely love it. Zoa is my go-to beverage when I need a boost without the crash that comes with other energy drinks. It's packed with natural ingredients like vitamin B and C, electrolytes, and has 0 sugar. It fuels my workouts and busy days. I recently had twins, and I have a toddler, so I need all of the energy I can get. Head over to ZoaEnergy.com to find the location nearest to you to pick up some Zoa for yourself. Zoa Energy for balance and drive.
Cheesy Bites Pizza is back at Pizza Hut. For only $13.99, you get a large pizza with 28 pullable, poppable, cheese-filled bites. Plus, it comes with Pizza Hut's very own Ranch Lovers Flight, featuring 3 bold dips: Ultimate Ranch, Chipotle Ranch, and Pepperoni Ranch. 1 large pizza, 3 dips, endless flavor. Ready to dip into deliciousness? Well, hurry. It's only available for a limited time. Head to a Pizza Hut location or order online at pizzahut.com today. Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
Veterans of Foreign Wars Wisconsin has document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. VFW State Adjutant Adam Wallace.
Local is always important because we want to engage with our community and support local businesses. You know, we are local to Madison and they are too.
James Imaging Systems, a 100% locally owned and managed Wisconsin business technology company. The benefit?
The benefit is having reliable equipment, having a reliable way to print documents.
James Imaging Systems, local service you just can't get anywhere else.
The customer service is great, and if an issue, when it rarely arises, they're very quick to fix it.
That's another benefit for the VFW.
It's just one less thing that we need to worry about as an organization.
James Imaging Systems, AI-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, and digital transformation. Call 608-221-3457 or visit jamesimaging.com.
Siding Unlimited recently installed 20 brand new amazing energy efficient windows. Our Siding Unlimited crew removed the old windows, inspected the wall for wood rot, installed the new beautiful windows, and cleaned up behind ourselves. It was easy to get started. The homeowner met us at our amazing showroom on 2018 South Stoughton Road in Madison. Trust me, our showroom is a must-see. Looking for new windows, siding, roofing, and doors? Visit us at sidingunlimited.com or stop by our beautiful showroom in Madison.
Gear up for Quick Trip's Mountain Dew Quick Climb. Now through August 17th. Play free daily in the Quick Rewards app and earn bonus plays with every eligible purchase. Grab one with hot food. That's 2 bonus plays. Each week, the cash prize climbs by $5,000, all the way to a $250,000 grand prize. So open the app and get climbing. Your summer, your climb, your win. No purchase necessary. Open to U.S. residents residing in Illinois, Iowa, Minnesota, Michigan, South Dakota, North Dakota, or Wisconsin. Ends August 17th. Bonus plays require qualifying purchase. See full rules at quicktrip.com/sweepstakes.
People travel the world to collect Hard Rock shirts, and Hard Rock Casino Rockford is going to give the people what they want. Get in on the action at Hard Rock Casino Rockford, where all new Unity card signups receive an official Hard Rock shirt, plus free play to kickstart a winning streak. Whether you're spinning the slots or playing the tables, you'll be dressed for success. Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Let's Hard Rock. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
No sleep till!
Go be a winner. Winners go to Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. Millions of dollars are won every single weekend at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. That's where winners go. Matt Hamilton's a winner. Gold medal winner. I'm Jim Rutledge alongside Matt Hamilton in the Everlight Solar Studio. Primetime Warsham behind the glass. You can stream us on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream. And you also can stream us with the ESPN Wisconsin app. Let's throw some stones.
1, 2, 3, up.
Some takes are cooler than others.
You know this kid is as cool as the other side of the pillow.
Some opinions are just cooler than the rest.
Now what's cooler than being cool? Ice cold.
And if you keep it chill, then it's a cold take.
Chill out.
I'm chill. I'm chill as a cucumber, man.
I'm always the coldest.
This is Throwing Stones, presented by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's chillest Kia dealership.
One thing I did see here, that Aaron Rodgers, obviously he faces the Jets this year, faces the Packers. Will you watch? This doesn't have to be this is not my stone, but you can chime in on the Carbus Talk text line 844-770-3776. Will you watch Aaron Rodgers take on the Bears November 23rd at Soldier Field?
What time is that game?
I don't know the exact time. I don't know the time frame of that game. I just see the post here that he will face the Bears Sunday, November 23rd at Soldier Field. I mean, I guarantee you the Bears' whole organization Even though Ben Johnson and stuff, they would love nothing better than to stick at Aaron Rodgers, even if it's not in a green and gold uniform.
Yeah. I mean, I'm probably going to tune in to see if Rodgers says I still own you again, if he is able to get a win over the Bears, because that was just such an iconic moment for a Packer fan in that situation, especially with that little old lady in the stands who was giving him the bird, and then he does the championship belt, like, I own you, I still own you. Pretty funny. So that
classic Rodgers yelling at little old ladies.
Yeah.
The weird thing was, it was so horrible, was that why he had to yell at Virginia McCaskey at 100 years old.
Yeah, right? Come on, Aaron. But that's probably a game I'm going to circle on my calendar, because that's a rivalry for sure.
So I looked it up. That game is a noon kickoff on a Sunday game. Don't know which broadcast.
Do we know what the Packers play then? Is that? I figure that's why you're asking, to see if it was. Obviously, you're not going to watch it instead of the Packers.
Well, I was just curious if it was like a primetime game.
At that point, it could get flexed if both those teams are in the playoff hunt.
What do you think the odds both teams are in the playoff hunt?
What do you? I mean,
I'm not saying they won't be.
I don't think it's horrible. Just from with the 7 seed, the Packers got in 2 years ago with 9 wins. If both those teams are like a game or 2 games below 500 each, like they're still kind of in the hunt. And then you have the Rodgers to Soldier Field. Depending what the other games are, that could be a draw.
I will say, no matter what, though, that's a second TV game for Packers fans, because the Packers play the Vikings at noon. That's
for sure. So unless one of those games gets flexed, obviously.
Yeah.
All
or
right.
if something horrible happens to the Packers or the Vikings, where that game just isn't entertaining for some reason.
That is true as well. All right. So
or awesome happens if the Packers just are beating the snot out of the Vikings.
I think he meant more of if McCarthy or Love missed chunks of the season.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha. Yeah,
Massive injury would stink.
All right, that's fair.
All right, so I put this in the NBA trade machine, and I'm working through the Google AI. So, because I asked basically, can NBA players be traded even when they're injured? It says yes. But it says the receiving team generally needs to pass a physical examination with the injured player before the trade. So that's the part I can't figure out. But in theory, I like this, because I guess I can imagine, if you're trading for an injured player and you're like, I like where his rehab's at, I'm fine with trading for him, I feel like you should be able to do it. Some things say you might have to get commissioner approval on it, but it would be, and there's a lot of ifs in here. Bradley Beal, Phoenix wants him gone. His contract is almost identical to Dame's. He gets $57 million next year. I think Dame's at 58. And then I believe Bradley Beal gets 57 the following year in a player option, which he likely will take, because that's an ungodly amount of money for a player who's not worth $57 million. Now, the wild card for Bradley Beal is that he might not take that player option, which could work out well for the Bucks, because if he felt like I can get a 3-year $100 million deal or whatever, maybe I'll just take that instead. So, it's not the same annual value, but he ends up with more money in the long run. But regardless, the contracts match up, which is important to the NBA trade machine. Bucks could trade Dame. Basically, he makes $60 million a year the next 2 years. He has a player option as well. Coming off with Achilles, he's definitely going to take the player option. But Phoenix, I think, is trying to get bad quickly. And Phoenix also just doesn't want Bradley Beal around anymore. So if Phoenix traded for Dame and just approved it, they either can then use him as a trade asset the following year, or maybe they run with him and see if they got something that year.
Right.
But they're more in the reset mode. The Bucks are, if they do keep Giannis in a gap year, let's try to be respectable mode, Bradley Beal has to waive his no trade clause. But if it could work out, would you trade Dame for Bradley Beal, which could mean you have 2 years of Bradley Beal, but next year's lineup is actually not horrendous based off of what we've kind of heard with the Bucks here. They pick up the option for Porter Jr. They bring back, then they have Bradley Beal. So if you have Kevin Porter Jr. and Bradley Beal as your guards, Kyle Kuzma, as your small forward, and then you have Bobby Portis. He's not getting interest out there, it sounds like, so he might opt back in on his $13 million. And then Giannis. That's a starting lineup in a bad East that isn't horrible if healthy. Now, Bradley Beal's health is up in the air and a bunch of other things, but would you make that trade?
I mean, out of necessity. If that's what it takes to keep Giannis, to put a decent enough team around him where he doesn't feel like it's a full-on, throwaway season, then yes. Does Dame have a no-trade clause? Would he waive that?
He does not. Bradley Beal is one of the few players. That's why it stands out. He's one of the few players in the NBA, and why he got it or why they gave it to him is beyond most people, that has a no-trade clause.
Gotcha.
I don't think does Giannis have one?
Not as far as I know.
No, again, when you're a superstar, you kind of just like, I don't want to go there. They're not going to trade for you.
So, I guess my question with like Bradley Beal, he's good, right? Like he's better than most in the NBA. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'll give you his numbers here. I mean, so last year he averaged, I believe, 17 points, 32 minutes, 17 points, and 3 rebounds, 4 assists, shooting 39% from 3. That's about, over the last few years, he's about a 40% three-point shooter, and he shoots with volume. Gives you a steal, gets you about, on average over the last few years, about 4 or 5 assists and 4 rebounds, and 18 points a game. The problem is 53, 53, 50, 40, 60, 57. Those are the amount of games he's played since 2019-2020. He hasn't played a full season since 2018-19.
I mean, I think it's one of those things that comes down to Giannis. If Giannis thinks that's an acceptable move and it moves the needle in his head, then I'm on board. Like, I want Giannis to come back. I don't see a way that they can do it without, unloading Dame and a team willing to take a guy who's not going to play next season. So, I don't know. That's tricky. You have a lot of ifs there. I don't think the Suns take that deal. Like, I know they want to get bad, but like,
that's fair.
Just to get rid of Beal, they're gonna take a whole year out of a superstar making $60 million, and who's not gonna play a minute.
Yeah, well, the two reasons they would do it is, one, if they get out of Bradley Beal's no trade clause contract, it allows them the next offseason to trade Dame before maybe he plays.
Yeah, and then there's the whole issue with the issue with, like, you're not guaranteed. If you're the worst team in the NBA, you're not guaranteed the first pick overall.
Right. Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, that tank, like, you can tank, but you can only tank into the top 7, 8?
Yeah, maybe 6, but yeah, it's not great. I mean, most years, you got to be top 3 at best. Ryan, quickly, would you pull that trade off if you're trying to keep Giannis around?
I think it does not likely keep Giannis around, and I don't think it makes him any closer to a championship contender. I think that team is still a first round out. I don't see how that's any better than what they had this year.
But they're playoff.
Yeah, they're playoff, but then Giannis just leaves next year. That's prolonging the inevitable.
And that gets back to the overall point that Giannis cannot sign an extension until next offseason, but this all just feels like prolonging the inevitable. Because I still don't know who you're bringing here as a free agent unless they feel very strongly that Giannis is around for the long haul. And you can't feel like that this offseason with all the question marks around the Bucks, / he cannot re-up his deal until next offseason.
Yeah, I don't see how Bradley Beal makes him any better, honestly.
I get what you're saying. Like, it takes them from maybe like the play into a playoff team, but that's not much of anything.
Yeah, they're the 5 seed again at best.
Yeah, I agree. I was just trying to throw out a warm body that could play instead of Dame's cold Achilles. This is Jim Matt Molly.
From green and gold to black and yellow, reacting to the news of Aaron Rodgers joining the Steelers continues next on 100.5 ESPN.
And now for the Pella play-by-play, here's Jeff Levering.
Thanks, Gina Della from Pella. What a beautiful day to have new windows and doors installed.
Every day is beautiful because Pella installs year-round during all seasons.
It's so hard to guess that next pitch. The customizations seem endless.
And it doesn't have to be super expensive. Pella has a product line for every budget.
And if it is time for a major upgrade, rest easy by scoring no interest and no payments for up to 2 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply on 6/30/2025. Hey, Matt Hamilton here to tell you about the delicious Odyssey Brands, a family-owned company crafting award-winning cheese right here in Wisconsin for over 4 generations. Made with locally sourced milk, Odyssey brings bold, Greek-style flavors straight to your table. From savory, crumbly feta to rich and creamy Greek yogurt, every bite is a taste of tradition and quality. You can find Odyssey products at most major retailers nationwide and online. Odyssey, crafted in Wisconsin, loved everywhere, dairy done right.
Hi, it's Eric from Canopy Wealth Management. Our years of experience have prepared us to guide you through your life transitions. Our local professional team brings over 90 years of collective experience in the wealth management industry for the benefit of our clients. Canopy Wealth Management. Care, competence, clarity. It's not just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started on your financial future today. That's canopy-wealth.com.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
The playoffs are in full swing, and you can get in on all the action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code JOEQ. That's JOEQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Tournament host Steve Stricker joins a star-studded group of PGA Tour champions at the American Family Insurance Championship. Catch the action June 6th through the 8th with an exciting team competition and a new tournament home at TPC, Wisconsin. This year's AmFam Champ concert features Megan Maroney with special guest Clint Black on Friday, June 6th at Breese Stevens Field. All proceeds support the Steve Stricker American Family Insurance Foundation and American Family Children's Hospital. Get your tickets today at amfamchampionship.com.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Bruss talking about our friends at Road America, America's National Park of Speed. Get out of your house this summer and go to Road America, located conveniently between Green Bay and Milwaukee and Elkhart Lake. Come see a race at the legendary 4-mile, 14-turn road circuit that has hosted some of the best races since 1955. WeatherTech Chicago is up next on June 6th through the 8th. Camp on site all weekend and enjoy free admission for kids 16 and under with a paying adult at the gate. Come for the experience and stay for the race. Get your tickets at roadamerica.com.
Attention business owners and executives. Looking for a bank that's invested in your community as you are? Look no further than Starion Bank. As a Dane County community bank, Starion offers competitive deposit and loan rates while actively supporting local initiatives. Visit a business banker at one of our convenient branches in Middleton, Monona, and Sun Prairie. Starion Bank, full-service business banking, lending, and cash management.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light, a finalist for Best of Madison Radio Team in 2025. Vote for us every day this month at madisonmagazine.com.
For over 35 years, J&K has been Madison's trusted name in security. Whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, they're your one-stop shop for all things security. From cutting-edge intercom systems for your office to simply replacing an old lock on your front door, they've got you covered. With a network of top-tier suppliers, they create customized solutions tailored just for you. Visit them today at jksecurity.com and experience the J&K difference. Your home, your business, their priority. He's Matt Hamilton. I'm Jim Rutledge. We're in the Everlight Solar Studio. We are presented by Coors Light. You can see us on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream and stream us with the ESPN Wisconsin app. Also, vote for us, Jim, Matt, and Molly, as Best of Madison Radio Team. Text BEST OF to 844-770-3776 to get your link to vote. Primetime will or shine behind the glass. Had a couple Siding Unlimited poll questions that we're going to touch base here before we send you out to NBA Finals pregame, which starts at 6:30 here on ESPN Madison. The Thunder take on the Pacers. I know, Matt, we don't have a segment dedicated to this at the moment, but who you got in the finals before I give the poll results?
OKC in 5, gentlemen's sweep.
Yeah, you know what? I agree. I agree with you on that, but I guess just to be slightly different, I'll just go with a non-gentleman's sweep, and they're going to sweep their ass.
Wow.
I think they're an underrated, historically good team, Oklahoma City. Like this, the way they play defense and how deep they are, and then Shea's legit. I think there's something special there.
What do you think about all that flop hate that Shea's getting?
I mean,
there's some chintzy ones, but then there's other ones I'm like, that's not a flop.
Weren't the Pacers the team that shot the most free throws during the regular season or playoffs so far? There's some stat like that with Indiana too. So they're getting to the line just fine for themselves. So to me, that's just when you hate, you just hating on people.
Here's the thing: I got a lot of Minnesota friends, so they're all about like SGA was flopping all over the place. The only reason they won is because SGA got half his points from the line.
All right. Brett Favre is leading the question, who will have a better post-Packers/Jets career, Aaron Rodgers or Brett Favre? The other question we asked, what's the bigger game, Lions or Steelers? Obviously, with Aaron Rodgers returning to football to play for the Steelers, signing tomorrow, everyone voted for the Lions, of course. We'll be back at it tomorrow, but we're on at noon, live from TPC for the AmFam Championship. It's been Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
See ya!
Live the high life and get into the nitty-gritty, home of the award-winning Gritty Burger and Madison's official birthday place. Enjoy a full menu including sandwiches, specialty burgers, wraps, salads, and weekend brunch. With the family-friendly environment, it's a great place to watch the big game. Plus, they've got Miller High Life Power Hour specials daily. Located in downtown Madison, Middleton, and Sun Prairie. The nitty-gritty, a tradition since 1968. Also enjoy high life at Bar Coralini, Paradise Lounge, and Jordan's Big Ten Pub.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
If you're looking for a special piece of jewelry for any occasion, Condon Jewelers is always there for you. Condon Jewelers has the best selection of jewelry you'll ever find and guaranteed to have the lowest prices in the Madison area. Free shipping is always available. Visit CondonJeweler.com or call 241-3406 and ask for Jim, the owner, who's at the store every day. Shop locally. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Hey, this is former Badger Brad Norton.
Norman, it's a fake. Great call and great execution.
You're listening to a Good Karma Brands radio station, 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison.
Sports Center updates on 100.5 ESPN are brought to you by Metro Kia of Madison. Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or visit metrokiaofmadison.com.
I'm John Ryder. Four-time NFL MVP Aaron Rodgers plans to sign a one-year deal with the Steelers, reports ESPN's Adam Schefter. Rodgers plans to fly to Pittsburgh tomorrow and join the Steelers ahead of next week's minicamp. Colts quarterback Anthony Richardson aggravated the AC joint in his surgically repaired right shoulder. No timetable on his return. It's game one of the NBA Finals tonight in Oklahoma City with the Thunder taking on the Pacers. ESPN's Stephen A. Smith on the importance of game one for Indiana.
Halliburton is a key. You can't have cats having a game under their belt to figure him out with the win. You got to take advantage of the foreign territory or the foreign element he brings to the table when he's going up against OKC in game one. You want to have a chance to win this series, you got to win game one. If not, you're going back to Indy down 0-2 because you ain't winning game two.
And game one of the NBA Finals is right here on ESPN Radio with coverage getting underway at the bottom of the hour. You can watch the game on ABC. Coverage starts at 8 Eastern. Every game of the NBA Finals on ESPN Radio and ABC TV. Fever star Caitlin Clark could come back from a left quad strain as early as Tuesday. She's been sidelined for the past 3 games. Coco Gauff with a straight sets win, and the second-seeded American will face top-seeded Aryna Sabalenka in the French Open women's final on Saturday. Gauff going for her first French Open title. Day baseball in L.A., and the Dodgers just knocked off the Mets 6-5. Michael Conforto go-ahead RBI single in the 8th against his former team. The Diamondbacks beat the Braves 11-10 with Arizona scoring 7 in the 9th.
Hey, it's Michelle Smallman, and coming up Friday.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ Chris Candy. Coming up Friday, the Knicks moved on from head coach Tom Thibodeau, but which player should they part ways with? My answer just might surprise you. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
From Studio 2 at the worldwide headquarters of ESPN.
For an extra.
And the HD studio in Atlanta, Georgia.
Half an hour.
This is Freddie and Harry.
John in Florida at 888-729-3776. Big Bad John, kickoff safe space.
Guys, I got to tell you, I've been a long-time listener to ESPN Radio. They got a grand slam putting the two of you together. You don't ever know what's going to come out of Harry's mouth. Freddie just goes with it. Love it, baby. I love it. I got to tell you, I will listen to you. It's like I'm sitting here with my buds after playing golf or doing something, drinking a beer, and shooting, what's going on in the world and how everything is good. And I tell you, I might even listen to y'all talk about soccer if you ever did it. But I don't know. But don't try. But I love it. I love it. Keep it going and stay together.
This is Freddie and Harry.
Welcome to the afternoon cool. Known as Freddie and Harry, presented by Progressive Insurance with Harry Douglas. I'm Freddie Coleman, the Sirius XM Channel 80. Don't forget about us and tune in always to that smart speaker. They'll play ESPN Radio. Game one of the NBA Finals should be a lot of fun involving the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Indiana Pacers, presented by Indeed. Comes beginning at 7:30 Eastern Time, also on the ESPN app. And our man PJ Carlis will be part of the coverage as an ESPN NBA analyst. Always great to catch up with him, especially involving these two teams, PJ, in terms of young teams, making the right moves, making the right trades, and here they are. A lot of people wonder if this could be kind of a back-to-the-future situation regarding how to build teams in the NBA to be champions. What are your thoughts on that?
Agree. A lot of people talk, rightfully so, about Sam Presti, the job he's done at OKC. Rob Hennigan's been his lieutenant for a long time. I think sometimes Kevin Pritchard and Chad Buchanan on the Indiana side don't get as much credit. It's interesting. Paul George's fingerprints are all over this because he was involved in deals with both teams that turned out very, very good for both of these teams, the creative way they put these teams together. But, it's the youngest matchup since going back to Portland, Philadelphia back in '77 when Dr. Jack won it.
Wow.
Two of the youngest teams. OKC is just like under 26. Indiana barely over 27. So many young players, so many talented young players. And these teams are not just good now. They're built to be good for a while. Freddie and Harry, it's everybody's saying dynasty. You got to win one first before, last year we were saying that about Boston. You never know from year to year, and the health is a big factor. I hate to say it, but, so many finals, you've had injuries in the finals that impacted the ultimate winner. But I hope this matchup is competitive. OKC is historically good. This team is one of the best teams literally in NBA history. Now, they got to cap it by winning a championship. But, they are so good on both ends of the floor. They do so many things well. It's really, really impressive. I love how Indiana's playing right now. I did not think they were the team that was going to come out of the East, but they did it. They did it legitimately. They didn't do it with mirrors. They beat down the opposition, and they deserve to be here. And I hope that they're able to be competitive. I thought Minnesota had a chance. I thought that was going to be a real competitive series in the Western Conference Finals, and OKC just didn't let them be competitive. So I'm anxious to see tonight. Obviously, the finals, this is the best, 2 weeks of the year, so hopefully it's going to live up to the billing.
Coach, one of the challenges for the Indiana Pacers is containing Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. You look at a guy who averaged 32.7 points per game in the regular season. That was first. But then also in these playoffs, averaging 29.8 points per game. That's third amongst the scorers in the playoffs. How do Indiana defend SGA, and how do you contain? Because he can beat you at all levels.
You don't. All you can do is make him work. You mentioned, I think he's on what's the run? 7 straight 30-point games in the playoffs. His numbers, Harry, in the 2 games against Indiana are absolutely ridiculous. He's averaging like 39 points a game. They only played twice, but 39 a game, 8 assists, 7 rebounds. People talk about shooting 50, 40, 90. He was 56% from the field, 64 from 3, and 90 from the free throw line, and had 1 turnover in the 2 games. So whatever Indiana's been doing, it hasn't worked in the 2 games against SGA. So I know They're going to do things differently. Rick Carlisle is an excellent coach. They're going to come up with some different schemes, but he's such a gifted player. He can get into the paint. He unselfish. He has more than enough options to get the ball to.